Lords and ladies, welcome to Beyond the Source Wall, issue 11, EvS, Dawn of Social Justice. Yeah, fuck you, man. I got him. That's hilarious.
Ethan.
Yeah. It was too perfect. We were trying to think of something, and I just felt like it just worked too well. So yeah, that's for you, Ethan. We're gonna bring up his article later just to like rehash him one more time, but fuck him.
Sure.
That was just for the title. Yeah. So welcome to Beyond the Source Wall, everybody. Earlier we just did like a backlog video about Wonder Woman Hecate. So if you want to check it out, it will be up in a day or two.
And we did one a few days ago of the White Knight universe by Sean Murphy.
Yeah, that was cool. Definitely. Yeah, if you dig the White Knight universe, check that out. It was cool.
Watch all our videos, please.
I am your humblest of hosts, Dave. Along with me today, as per usual, we have Sean, Crave, Ty. No tabs. Something's up, but we'll
he's MIA, missing in action.
We'll get in touch with him. We'll give him his space. We'll see what happens. But tabs, if you're watching this,
he is alive.
If you're watching this, DM me. So
we're worried.
So I think before we go into the news, I think we want to go into something that Sean had, and I'm really just blanking.
Yeah, so
it was.
I watched a YouTube video earlier about someone's theorizing about how the X-Men could be incorporated into the MCU. And I know Dave's a big Magneto fan, and this was sort of
about this
big thing I wanted to mention. So we said before, I can't remember if it was on air or maybe in between recordings, but Dave, you said about how the Magneto would struggle to work now because he would have had to be alive during the Holocaust. So without time travel, how would we get?
How are we gonna make? He's too old.
Yeah.
He'd be too old. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
20 years
person,
ago.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Ian McKellen's a perfect age in X-Men 1.
Yes.
2. Yeah. Oh, we just heard from Tabs. He's ill.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird that he, plays Magneto in like 99 to 2000, and like 2 years earlier he was playing a Nazi in hiding.
Inapt pupil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, consistency.
Yeah. So this person suggested because of how unrealistic it would be to have him still alive from the Holocaust,
right,
and still be a threat at like 90 plus years old.
Sure.
They mentioned the origins of like where Stan Lee and Jack Kirby got the ideas of the characters from, which was the civil rights movement.
Yeah, Martin Luther King.
And what if instead of living through the Holocaust, Magneto was a black character who lived through the civil rights movement?
So I've known of that one. So fuck. The beef of it is, I have no beef with it. It's fine. I just feel like you're taking the Holocaust was such a.
Okay, well, cool, let's just bring somebody, farther forward into the future and do like the apartheid or.
I would just like to.
You could pretty much do Darfur. You could do Darfur, the genocide in Darfur. You could do. I think I brought it up
more recent, so you could have a younger.
On the last one, I said the Armenian genocide or Darfur. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, so that's the thing is they could do that. Yeah.
The bit of this idea I was a fan of, which was if we do bring him forward into the civil rights movement and make him black, you could have Giancarlo Esposito play him.
Can you just? I need to see him. I don't name the name.
Gus Fring from Breaking Bad,
my guy.
Gus Fring,
my dude. Typecasting.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah.
Like imagine him as Magneto. He would be so good.
He would be good. He draws a lot of emotion. Yeah, he would be good.
So he's gonna be like Michael Cera and just lean into the typecast.
He really is lately. I don't know, man. I feel like that's kind of a hard reach. I feel like... Yeah. Can you hear me? I'm getting some feedback.
You're good.
Okay. I feel like that's kind of a hard reach because, if you're going to do something that's... Magneto... The basis of it isn't just that he experienced hardship, right? It's not that he just saw the absolute worst in humanity, and that's the reason for his justification for his racism towards humanity and why he thinks that there needs to be that segregation, why there needs to be that literal separation between the species for him, and why he feels justified to act a lot of the ways that he does. It's kind of hard to compare a lot of things to the Holocaust. There's a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, even with Darfur. I mean, even if you did Rwanda, I mean,
Yeah. That's my beef.
there's some really.
That's my beef too. I think it's just there. The Holocaust was just, it's cool for his story. It just works so perfectly, and it's so like poetic that
It does, but
if they can
it was
make
just someone speculating about bringing it into the 21st century and still having it work.
It's total. I knew about the Martin Luther King thing because it's totally like spot for spot with Malcolm X and like that whole like dynamic. But it just kind of, there's a piece of me that doesn't want to let go, is all I'm saying. So they could do
I get that
for sure. Yeah, they could do that. And I think if it's done,
it was just an interesting idea. I hadn't really thought of about bringing him into a different area, a different time of hate and injustice in the US.
It actually could be done.
I will say this:
it could be done. It could be done really well, you know. But it has to be done really well in order for me to be like, yeah, you know.
If you were to do that, you would actually have to do a different time period that would be a little bit. Okay, so hear me out. If you're going to do the civil rights, that's going to be a little bit tricky. And the reason why it's going to be a little bit tricky is because if he was to live through the civil rights, for example, I mean, he would have had to experience hardship and then come back out of the civil rights movement and then said no. I mean, there's so many more things that have been before the civil rights movement. You had Jim Crow, you had slavery. I mean, if they were going to make him a person of color, you definitely still have reason and justification for doing so. But I feel like it would have to be something like the prison industrial complex or something. That's the only thing I can compare it to.
Oh, now that you guys are talking about it, I think, you know, they've come up with so many imaginary countries in the Marvel universe. You could just come up with some other, you know, country.
Dave has an idea.
I agree with you, Grave. I think that's a good
I mean, you could have them like
possible.
You could introduce like the Fantastic Four at the same time and say he's, you know, some citizen of like Doctor Doom's country.
I can totally see it happening. I can
see that. I mean,
I don't know what they're gonna do because I just know like if and here's the even harder thing about all this is I'm pretty sure the X-Men aren't getting a hard introduction for a long time. You know, we're talking like 3-4 years. You know, a hard introduction. You know, like
I would be really surprised if they don't introduce them in the upcoming Doctor Strange movie.
No, I think we're gonna get
everyone's getting introduced in that. Apparently, according to rumors,
we're gonna get pieces of it. I'm talking about a story like the X-Men movie is 4 years out. You know, anything that has to do with like X-Men, it's not. They're working. And same, and the sad thing
it was probably 3 or 4 years out, you know, before the pandemic hit.
Oh yeah. Because it was totally because even after the deal was struck, there was like, you know what I mean? There's all this like, you can't use it. You literally can't do anything until the deal was finalized. So it's like, no.
And Deadpool is still in that universe, in the previous X-Men universe.
Confirmed, by the way, in news.
Yeah. Oh, sorry if I'm getting ahead of you.
No, you're not. I just wanted to say.
Yeah, because they talked about Deadpool 3 earlier there were articles about Deadpool 3 earlier this week.
They got like a fancy writer, right?
We'll get to that in the news.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of
don't spoil Ty's section.
Speaking of the news, Ty, would you like to go into it?
Sure. As soon as my dog stops screaming like a gut shot Comanche.
Okay, we can kind of hear her.
Only just counting.
Just have her read the news.
Okay. It was only after you pointed out the dog that I noticed.
She's just an attention whore right now.
Yeah.
If I leave her alone in the room, she's just like. Ah! All right. Well, as I just mentioned, Deadpool 3 in news has actually been confirmed. The writer, I believe, is somebody that we're all pretty familiar with. I actually had the article pulled up, but I don't have it.
I believe they are the writers of Bob's Burger.
That's what it was. Thank you very much.
Yeah. 2 people.
So that's been confirmed. They started working on that. They obviously don't have a release date right now because they just started filming and obviously the pandemic. In news as far as comic books, though, a new comic book is coming up with Kyle Higgins through Image. It's going to be a mix between what people are saying is Power Rangers, Invincible, Spider-Man. It's called Radiant Black. It is a superhero kind of Sentai story. If you don't know what Sentai is, imagine Power Rangers. It's kind of that like karate ninja action going around with some like super. Exactly. There's not a whole lot of discussion about what it is outside of it's a comic book about a young man who discovers powers and abilities. Kyle Higgins has been in the industry for a couple of years now, so people are excited about it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of what I've read of his.
What have you read of his?
Jacket.
He did some Nightwing stuff in New 52 that I thought was good for what it was when it was tying into Scott Snyder stuff all the time. And he also did Nightwing: The New Order, which was a miniseries a couple of years ago, and also he did something else that I read, but I can't remember what it was now.
It says, for fans of Invincible, and I was thinking of Tech Jacket.
Not a lot of people know what Tech Jacket is. Tech Jacket was one of the earlier Robert Kirkman books that came out. A story about a man, a young teenager, I believe, who gets a suit that's kind of like the Guyver. It attaches to him and allows him to have super awesome, like Iron Man powers almost. Are you guys familiar with some of the old man Marvel characters? For example, Grey Widow, Old Man Logan, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Old Man Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So all of those characters are actually going to be getting their own audio series on SiriusXM's Marvel exclusive lineup.
Have you guys ever heard any of the Marvel audios yet?
Mm-mm.
Dude, yo, go on to any of your. It's on every podcast. I'll link it in the chat, and everybody listening, you should check this out. It's called Marvel Presents. They worked with Stitcher. It has Method Man. They did the Marvel story. It's fucking awesome, dude. It'll blow you away. It's so well done.
It is amazing to me how much of the Wu-Tang Clan, shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan, Raekwon, yo, Liquid Swords, Jizza, RZA, ODB.
Liquid Swords, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah. My dog.
Wu-Tang is my shit. Sorry.
My dog's name is Old Dirty Bastard. So my first dog's name.
Even when he was young.
That's right.
Even when he was
Method
young,
Man,
he was an old dirty bastard.
Yeah.
That's great, dude. Method Man is a fucking cool dude. He is really pro comics. He's really he's out there, but like when he's out there, he's into some really cool stuff. He was featured in Luke Cage.
Did they get Red Man?
For the Marvel thing? No, this was just Meth. But he did a really good job. They did they did the Marvel story, and like it's really cool because like it's an audio movie for your ears. It's not an audio book. You know what I mean? It's theatrical. There's things happening, footsteps, traffic, all this.
So
stuff.
Kind of like what they used to have back in like the 30s, 40s,
Yes.
50s, 60s.
Amazing. My mom said the same shit. You old hag. My mom, when I brought that up to my mom, she said, "Oh yeah, like back in the day." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then she showed me. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess so. I guess they did do that. Yeah." It's crazy. It's crazy.
Random bits of knowledge that live inside of my head. That's
crazy.
actually how Jimmy Olsen was introduced in Superman, as well as Perry White.
That's cool. It's supersonic, man. It's really cool. I'll get it up here. And I'll
post it in the chat.
It's amazing though. It's free, and then you can go
Is
on to
this
the
the same
story. You can go.
Yeah, I was just about to mention the Logan story.
It's the same company, like production, you know. But that I'll look that one up too. And dude, they should keep bumping them out. They're really good.
The Wolverine one is written by Ben Percy, who's currently writing the ongoing Wolverine story. He did some Green Arrow. He did some. He's got a few creator own stuff at AWA.
Logan is just so. It's cool how well.
Rich Armitage, he does Logan.
Say it again.
Rich Armitage.
Oh. Ooh.
He kills it.
That's
Grave.
cool.
It's really sick. He kills it.
Yeah, I like him.
Awesome. Dude, it's really awesome. The story and the story is a murder mystery too. Like,
you guys have heard me mention Strike Back before, the TV series.
Are we? What decade are we in? What era? Are we?
Recent, this decade.
Okay,
decade,
okay.
Yeah, so Richard Armitage and the guy that played Rick from The Walking Dead,
Andrew Lincoln.
They were both, they're both British, and they both played in Strike Back. So Andrew Lincoln was like the handler, and Richard Armitage was the super agent. He's like the 007 going into risky situations. So they were both in that first series of Strike Back.
This sounds very cool.
Yeah.
Does it though?
It was. I mean, it's pure. It's pure machismo.
Right.
The entire series.
With that, I wanted to move on to the news of this week. I don't know if it's necessarily big news, but it's kind of big news in the sense of being in universe. We mentioned earlier when we were doing the Wonder Woman portion, Kelly Sue DeConnick. Kelly Sue DeConnick just wrote and finished her run with Aquaman with issue 65, though supposedly the series is not necessarily done. Who knows what's happening with After Future State. But in issue 65, written by Kelly Sue DeConnick and drawn by Miguel Mendonca, and colors by Romulo Fajardo Jr. So sorry I butchered that name. Arthur and Mira are finally married. they've been together for a very long time. I saw that you posted the Spotify thing in the chat. But this is actually the first time that's been like officially married, which is interesting because they had a kid before, and like the backstory with that. It's really dark for people who don't know. Years ago, back before Aquaman died, they had a kid together that died. Well, that one actually did die. I say air quotes with Aquaman dying because it was kind of like off panel. It was really weird. Anyways, speaking of weird, surreal pieces of comic book history, Sam Keith's The Max. Anybody remember that stuff from the 90s?
Yep.
Oh,
It's
okay,
coming
yeah.
back in 2021 as a crowd-funded, oversized calendar featuring some of the series' striking and unmistakable art styles.
Wait a second.
Apparently, it was going to be coming out to IDW for reprint editions in 2017, and apparently somebody took it up to do a crowdfund and bring it back.
I
Are you
believe
saying
Tubbs is
those
a fan of
Max
the Max, is he?
those Max pictures that have been posted on Image subreddit, are those not a grassroots operation? You think those have been planted? Because I've been seeing a lot of the Max pictures being posted in the Image the past 2 months.
This is Sam Keith's original artwork. I think that he got motivated by some of the crowdfunding that's been going on, which, by the way, I still feel weird about. I mean, Scott Snyder also did a crowdfund for a book recently. I don't really understand why people are doing that when you can just get published. I don't really get it.
He did go into it on a podcast he did with someone. I think it was Absolute Comics, or I can't remember. But he said basically it was supposed to test water to see if the demand was there for it, and then it sort of blew up more than he expected.
I mean,
And
yeah, he's a really successful writer in comics.
I can't remember. I can't remember
purpose.
exactly what his reasoning was, but he did give a reason for it. But
Imagine
yeah,
if Martin
he's
Scorsese did a crowdfunding for a movie, like everybody would be like, "What? You can do whatever you want." What?
He should just be able to walk into Image HQ and just be like, "I'm Scott fucking Snyder. Give me money."
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
okay.
I don't know. That's just me. I don't know.
Was there
I don't know
anything-
if you guys are familiar with the new Image comic that's been announced. It's called Two Moons. It's a horror action comic set during the American Civil War.
No.
So it's weird. It's centered around a Pawnee man who's serving in the Union Army.
Is this
it is
Pawnee from Parks and Rec?
Yes,
because
Pawnee's a real fit.
I have just started rewatching Parks and Rec like
I'm sorry.
a week and a half ago. So it's funny just seeing Pawnee pop up in a solicitation.
It's interesting. The art style is very not photorealistic, or it's very unique in a way. I would say that the colors and the inker are doing a lot of detail in this. I really like it. I've never actually heard of this author before. So the author is Arcudi, and the artist is Jan Giordano. Where's that artist's name?
I swear I've heard the name John Arcudi before, but I couldn't place where I've heard it from.
Let's see here. John Arcudi has.
He does Rumble.
Oh, he's done some
Dead Sky.
Hellboy. He's done some Hellboy stuff.
Yeah, Lobster Johnson.
He's done
PPRD.
BRPD as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested in seeing this. This is one of those solicitations from Image that seems unique.
His art style is very nice. I like that art.
Kind of reminds me of
I
Manifest
like it a lot.
Destiny.
Like who? Sorry.
Really like that.
Well, at least the cover kind of reminds me of Manifest Destiny. I know it's not. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of
Manifest Destiny is one of those that really needs
I
to
want to
like.
read that one day. Manifest Destiny sounds really cool.
It's worth it. Honestly, you can hop on wherever. The author has taken a lot of breaks. Sometimes they last a year or 2 years.
I thought it was canceled.
It's a thing.
I thought it was canceled.
We talked about this.
A lot of people.
I know.
Yeah, but they're still going.
Yeah, good. Because I would like a collected edition one day. It sounds like it's cool. You know, it's Lewis and Clark meets like fantasy, right? Kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Horror, fantasy horror.
Yeah, that's cool.
Last bit of news that actually ties into what
is that? Hold on, in the chat. What is that?
I just posted some of the artwork of Gerardo Zafino from Two Moons.
Yeah, that's not so much Manifest Destiny. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of pencil work.
That's just
listeners right now. Sean just posted images of Dark Knight Returns by Giordano.
It's
And
just
it
fan
is
art.
very
it's just
intense.
fan art. Oh, okay, it's just his fan art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
beautiful.
probably
It's-
commission or something he's done.
Yeah, it's beautiful though.
I really like that. So to people out there who are listening, they should definitely look
No,
up
I
Giordano.
thought you didn't like Batman who didn't have a neck. You like your Batmans who have necks.
You don't like thick Batman?
Yeah, he's fucking sick. He's badass as fuck.
I don't remember saying I like my Batman with a neck. I believe my complaint
Ty.
was I like
Ty.
Batman.
I don't think I said that.
Zack Snyder.
You're
Ah.
like every Batman has no neck. They're the no neck.
No,
Batman.
in the movies he
Oh,
can't
in the
turn
movie.
his
Oh.
neck.
Oh, in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, because they give him the rubber suit. Like they're
Yeah,
just
they
like,
do.
hello.
It's funny. They usually, they
So-
always make it like one piece, like to his shoulders. You know.
Yeah.
I
he
hate
looks.
it.
He
It's
looks
annoying.
really cool in this. So this is the guy who does the Max. Is that what we were saying?
No,
this
Sam
is the
Keith
guy
is the guy who
doing
does the math.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the guy doing Two Moons
Moons,
by John
okay.
Arcudi.
Yes.
Well, I'm getting 2 moons. If
Set in Bonnie from Parks and Rec.
yeah.
Just the
did.
city, not the
There's
characters.
multiple Bonnies, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Swanson makes an appearance, you're like, what?
Old Man
This
Swanson.
actually kind
I
of
would
leads
wait
into
that
what
for
you
Old
wanted
Man
to talk
Swanson,
about,
but-
Dave.
What did I want to talk about? I forgot.
This last news bit actually segues into what you wanted to talk about. So this is kind of two parts of a news thing. So hear me out here. So I don't know if you guys are familiar or keeping up with a lot of the Green Lantern HBO show announcements or anything. I'm keeping up with it obviously because I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
There's been some character description leaks and audition request leaks going around. So that's been going on the internet. Now, the problem with this is that this is all kind of rumor and speculation. You can't really confirm some of these bits of information. However, in specific, shithole site Cosmic Book News, that's Cosmic Book News, is a shithole site and a fucking bad site that does terrible journalism for comic books. And anybody who believes anything they post is a fucking cuck. Needs to know really quick.
Ooh.
I'm a big
That
fan.
Green Lantern.
Don't use that word.
Oh yeah, I bet you are. So the announcement from Cosmic Book News is that HBO and DC are being woke and have announced some of the audition videos for Alan Scott, for example, who has been described as a gay white male, which is not really surprising considering
He
the
kinda seemed like a
Earth
gay
2
white male.
storyline. Well, so
In
in the Earth
comics.
2 storyline, Alan Scott is gay, and then it was made to be in the mainstay universe as well, with the Green Lantern 80th anniversary issue, which had artwork by Gary Frank, I believe, in the opening sequence with Alan
It was
Scott.
James Tynion the fourth and Gary Frank on art.
And James Tynion the Fourth has basically made it in this universe, in the mainstay Earth 1 Prime, whatever universe. Alan Scott is
I
confirmed gay.
have a slight complaint about this
Go ahead.
because it means chances are we will never see Alan Scott's children again. Starheart and I can't remember who the other one is.
Can I the only thing I would
Yeah.
say,
Jade Obsidian.
the only
Yeah,
thing
Jade and Obsidian.
the
That was
only
it.
thing I can say is, do you
What did I say?
really,
Starheart.
there's so much Green
tired.
Lantern material, right, in the whole lore of it, right? So there's all this Green Lantern material. Do you really think that their main point of their story, or any HBO's, like HBO gets a Green Lantern show, do you really think the first thing they say is, we need to tell the story of his kids? You know what I mean? Like,
No, but this was more about like the main continuity in comics as well. Like chances
Yeah.
are we're never seeing those characters again because he's now
in the comics too. You're saying
because he's
it's
now
been
been
changed.
retconned
Yeah,
to be
so I'll
homosexual.
agree with
Yeah.
that. But for the movie's sake or the TV show, as I doubt their lore is
Yeah,
like,
no.
we need the kids, you know.
In,
Like,
in media, I can accept some changes, but
Sure,
it just means
sure.
in the main
In the
continuity, we're
comics,
not.
You don't think
yeah,
they just,
Yeah.
that's kind
put
of
Unless
you know,
they-
all the names on a die and then just rolled the die and said who's going to be gay?
John Stewart. They were like, or John.
Let's roll again, real quick.
Yeah. Fuck no, we can't do it to him. You know, like, oh, that's hilarious.
Kyle, oh no, wait, we can't stick a gay guy in a fridge.
Wow.
Who got?
Damn.
Am I out of the loop? What? Fred?
Wow.
In Kyle's first appearance, his girlfriend got murdered and shoved in a fridge, and that has now been referred to in comics as fridging, which is when a female character exists only to be murdered for
To be
the
fridged. Yeah,
hero's sort of push to
yeah,
heroism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fridged. You know.
They
Ron
fridged Uncle
Mars
Ben.
and
Yes.
It was the
Yeah, he was
edgelord
more-
era of the
yeah.
90s comics, so of course
Yeah.
it's going to be
It
that
was the
whole thing where they're
90s.
just-
Yeah.
It
was a mere
was
20
right?
some
Look
years
at
ago.
Daredevil in the 90s
Kyle's
and tell
the
me
one
the
who
edgelords
became-
weren't in control.
Kyle's the one who becomes like the fancy one, right? With
For
the
White
name?
Lantern, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't what? No. Doesn't he have a name like Parallax or something?
No, that's
No.
Hal that becomes Parallax.
Oh, I
So,
thought that was Kyle.
hmm.
Okay.
Hal
Wait,
becomes Parallax at one
Hold on.
point.
And then second question. Jeff Johns got rid of Kyle, right?
No.
No.
Kyle still exists.
No, but
You know what?
my shop owner was telling me that there's
Oh,
like,
Jeff Johns brought Hal back to life
he brought Hal back to life. Okay.
and sort of made
You know
him
what?
the main Green Lantern.
No
And-
more.
Was that
and
part of
did-
the Black
Pause,
Knight?
pause.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Cancel.
Okay.
We're getting an omnibus and we're going to read it with Dave. We're going to read the
Well,
Jeff
Yeah.
Johns
I
run.
was I was only saying because my shop owner said that it's weird because it's like divided. Like a lot of people think Jeff Johns saved the Green Lanterns, and like
He did.
a lot, and then a lot like his story was like a good retcon for the whole thing. And then a lot of people are saying that, well, they did away with Kyle
Well-
pretty much, so people are kind of beat on that because they really like
Yeah,
the work done to him.
He kind of fucked the supporting cast a little bit,
That's all.
but it was an
Yeah.
incredible story. Go on,
Disagree. So the reason why I say that is just because I've never heard of anybody who really complained about like Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern like ever. I mean, if anything, you just got to read the Green Lantern core run that follows up with that. Which, by the way,
Yeah.
Patrick Gleason,
Peter J.
shout out to
Tomasi.
your boy.
What made
Yes,
you guys
Peter J.
so much
Tomasi.
Green? Let me do a little interview here. What made you guys so much Green Lantern fans? Like, what made you out of all the comics
Jeff
you could
Johns.
read? No, but how did you know of Jeff Johns? Like, what made you?
We
You know what I'm
didn't.
saying? Like,
Because I went on Reddit and was like, what comics should I read? I'm looking to get into comics. And I was like, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. And I read it and I was like,
So
Jesus,
that
this
was
is
it.
fucking amazing.
so that was it.
Pretty much,
Okay.
yeah.
No, I'm
So-
trying to figure out how you got
That's
to
my
the Green
origin
Lantern.
story for comics.
Origin story, yeah.
For me, actually, my very first introduction to Green Lantern was not Hal Jordan. My very first introduction to Green Lantern was Kyle Rayner, the toys, like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because that's when the comics were coming around, and those toys were badass.
What a
And
Stephen
Alan-
King character. You know, he's an artist, written by an artist. Stephen King writes writers.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
and
Jon
then my
Stewart.
other introduction.
Are you guys not fans of Jon Stewart?
I
Yeah,
love Jon.
to be
yeah.
fair, Jon Stewart was my first Lantern
think
because it was
he's-
the Justice League Unlimited cartoon.
I
That's
like
fair.
Yeah.
That was
I
my,
like,
yeah.
I like that. What his origin is that he was an architect, right? I think his makes
Yeah.
the most sense for the ring. Like,
It does make
There
sense
is-
for a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I
the
think it's in Green
construct.
Lantern Rebirth by Jeff Johns where it goes into the creation style of all the different lanterns constructs, and it explains like John Stewart's has the strongest constructs because he was an architect.
because he understands it. Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Yeah,
There's
because
beautiful
his
poetry
constructs are fully structurally sound. They
Yeah.
have bolts. They have individual bolts. Like,
there. Yeah,
that's Yeah.
crazy. That's nuts.
As I explained in my TikTok, that I got a lot of views.
Shout out.
Jon Stewart's backstory, his first appearance with Denny O'Neil is actually really cool. So it's his family has some histories with fighting for the civil rights movements. His very first appearance, he straight up calls Hal Jordan Whitey. Like he throws down the ring and throws off his mask. He's like, I don't need to hide my black face. You know who I am. I know who I am. And it's just like this whole like
Oh yeah, he doesn't wear anything, does he?
presentation.
He doesn't.
No, not at
he
all.
doesn't-
He's a badass. He's just like, fuck you,
yeah,
I'm Jon
he's
Stewart.
fucking
Fight me.
dope. Yeah, fuck yeah. I can dig
Um,
that.
He is an architect. He served as a Marine in the Marine Corps, and his family were civil rights protesters. He's a badass. He's one of the coolest characters in the Green Lantern universe.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy you brought this up because he is going to be in the Green Lantern movie.
That's what I
And
want.
you were talking
I
about
want
Alan
him
Scott's
bad.
kid. Here's the thing. The show actually does talk about where these characters are supposedly going to be. For example, Guy Gardner is going to be in the 1980s. Alan Scott's going to be in the 1940s.
So are you
and
saying
this other character, Bree,
this is a decade movie, kind of like WandaVision? Like they're gonna
most likely, it's going to be a show.
this,
Yeah.
That'll be neat.
you've just sold me on this in
Yeah, that
a
sounds amazing.
sentence.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. I would love
Green
it.
Lantern through the ages.
the
Alan
ages,
Scott
yeah,
and everything.
That's
Yeah. So the criticism and worry about Alan Scott's with like kids and everything, because obviously there's a crazy amount of characters that come out of the Green Lantern universe. That's not really going to be an issue because if he's a character in the 1940s who has to
He's
be
going to be
secretly made-
hiding it. Yeah.
right,
Boom.
right.
Kind of like in
So-
Watchmen.
Yes, exactly right.
Okay, yeah, I'm up for that.
And the reason why I wanted to bring this up in specific wasn't just because of the story with Cosmic Book News or because it's Green Lantern. It's because Cosmic Book News felt the need to say some shit and be like they wanted to get woke. Heaven fucking forbid that some characters are going to be gay or people of color.
Is this the end of DC?
This actually is exactly what Dave wanted to bring up. Dave, I'm gonna let you take it away.
I'd just like to say something first. Fuck you, Ethan Van Sciver. Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he put out. Oh, we're talking about EvS, Dawn of Social Justice. Sorry,
Yeah, we got to watch out that we don't become a hate group for one guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the world would care too much if we were only hating him rather than him hating everybody. But so this guy, I'm new to this guy, and I don't know if Google just knows how to fuck with me, but all of a sudden his shit just started popping up everywhere. I was like, holy shit, this guy, he like blew up in my things. I'd never even heard of this dude. And so this EvS guy, he's
like a virus. Get your antivirus updated to get rid of his news articles.
Apparently, can anybody repost in the chat my article I posted a while ago, just so I can
I can just explain it.
Yeah, no,
it's pretty simple.
It's that he apparently has been making these claims for a long time, that DC will no longer be the comic book DC that we know. To what extent, we don't know. Whether that means complete shutdown, just trades, only collected editions, things like that, digital only, I don't know. Or only releasing literally releasing.
They only exist in movies and action figures and toys.
This guy, but this time
they just get licensed.
This time he put a date on it. So he said June. So I'll give him June 30th. I want to see if he's fucking right. If he's
talking out his ass.
Listen. There's this guy.
I mentioned this to my shop owner the other day, and we had a good laugh about this.
Yeah. But here's the thing that the reason I'd like to bring it up is the what if. What if he's right? That's fucked up. Like that's a crazy move.
That's not something we need to concern ourselves with because he's not.
Okay, all right. I want to.
There's a reason why he's being kicked out of the industry. He's a little bitch. He's been doing this shit. He led a Twitter fucking campaign and a Rotten Tomatoes campaign against the Captain Marvel movie because heaven fucking forbid a woman has a superhero movie in Marvel Comics, even though the character's been around since the 1980s.
Has he said anything about Black Widow?
No, because she's way off the table. She's way too cool. You can't take her. She's just OG yeah, she's OG as fuck. So can't touch her.
He tried to make the claim.
I'm just going to come out and say,
fail.
Yeah, I'm just going to come out and say Captain Marvel was an alright film.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
it was okay.
Yeah, it was fine. It was enjoyable.
The same way I feel about Black Panther. It was okay. I'm not.
See, I actually feel like Black Panther was like a mind-blowingly good film. I don't know if it deserved the best actor or. I don't know if it deserved the best picture.
I like a lot of the people from that film.
Yeah, no, I like a lot of it too.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was a very enjoyable movie. It was
not much for me.
It was a good MCU movie.
Yeah, I think it.
But I think it got too much hype.
My favorite.
I just think it got too much hype that it couldn't live up to it.
Okay,
and it didn't.
Here's the thing. For years now, Rob Liefeld has been doing the same shit. For years now, Rob Liefeld, co-creator for Image Comics, guy who invented Deadpool, guy who invented Cable, has been saying the same shit, that DC is going to be going under because they can't make ends meet, and that they're just going to go stop selling single issues. They're just going to sell toys. They're just going to do the movies from now on and sell all of their comics in hardcover or graphic novel format on Amazon. Here's the problem with this. That makes no fucking sense. Why would you dump all of the money that you have into things like the Three Jokers conversation that we had last week? 300,000 units. It's the highest sales for a comic book ever. Why would
you would you like to tell the audience how many of them you own?
A lot of them. All of them. All of them. Does it, but here's the thing.
It's not all terrible.
If he's wrong, though, how are we going to rub it in his face? That's more or less why I've
argue with him on Twitter.
Ty
will call him out.
We gotta really get him good.
Pound him.
He's trying to be like what's his name? Who's the guy who made all the predictions? What's that dude's fuck. What Nostradamus? He's trying to Nostradamus us.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck him. If he's wrong, if he's wrong, he gets stoned.
Can we cover this with a video? Because I don't think Ethan Van Sciver needs that on his ego, comparing him to Nostradamus.
Yeah.
It would
How
inflate
about
his
that
ego even more than it already
Yeah,
is.
that was not a compliment. I'll put it that way.
You know, even if DC like transitioned to, you know, releasing some, you know, just graphic novels, that's not, you know, a terrible thing.
I do enjoy
Because I mean, Image has been, you know, doing some of that transition. Like, you know, maybe we don't want to do, you know, single issues and see it taper off. Maybe we just want to do a couple original graphic novels. They've been working with that format for a while, so that's not a terrible thing.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, I would say we did an episode a little while ago on Wonder Woman Hecate, which was a graphic novel. It was an original graphic novel DC produced,
Nice.
and it was great.
Yeah.
And I think the comic industry could benefit from
It may
DC and Marvel
strengthen
producing
the
more
writing.
original graphic novels.
It may
But
Yeah,
that
when we were
shouldn't be the
talking-
only thing.
Yeah, there's one coming out that I wanted to talk about for the solicitations from Image.
Ooh, that's a good segue. We're in solicitation, boys and girls. Image released their nonsense.
I would just
in
like to end
February.
our segment. Fuck you, Ethan Van Sciver.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Use pussy.
Yeah, so-
Use pussy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they got some original graphic novel coming out in February called Ride It in Blood. It's two hitmen that are near retirement, and they've got, you know, one last ride to go through, and one of the brothers kind of messes it up. It kind of reminds me, it sounds a lot like From Dusk Till Dawn. You know, I don't think there's going to be vampires, but it still kind of, you know, hits a lot of the same notes. It's going to be, who was it? Rory McConville and Joe Palmer.
What's it called?
Was this a Games Radar article that you sent us?
What's it called?
Dave?
No, this is just from the solicitations. I'll link it in the
Yeah, link
comments
it again
right
so
here.
I can see it.
yeah, right here. Ride It in Blood. Original graphic novel. One and done, it looks like.
Wow, it's gonna be
So-
sick. That's cool because we read. I mean, like I know it wasn't the hottest thing for Sean, but like
Yeah,
Pulp was a graphic
yeah.
novel. It had a nice vibe. It
Yeah,
felt-
Brew
Good
Baker and
story.
Phillips are doing a few graphic novels now instead of ongoings.
I think
This
it's
has,
good.
Well,
Going
that's
back to ongoings, but they're doing a few graphic novels.
So there's a reason why they've been doing that, and the reason why is because there's not going to be a desire to choose graphic novels over single issues because both of them benefit them so immensely. You can have people who bring in constant flow of money monthly for the monthly titles. You have people who are going to follow Edward Baker no matter what. Then there's going to be people who are going to be like, oh, a nice little tree, a graphic novel. It's a one and done thing. I mean, you've got My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies, Pulp, obviously. But the difference is maybe every once in a while you'll have a Killing Joke that comes out and it'll be, oh, you know, this is $6 to $12 to $20 for the book, but you're still going to want to go back to the monthly story of Batman.
Definitely.
You're still going to want to go back.
If it ties in, yeah.
There's space for both
Think
of them
about
in the
this.
market.
Yeah. Well, Image is doing
It's a
both. They're not
great
losing
example.
one for the other.
Right, we were just. What do you guys say to this though? What if maybe Brubaker decided to do more graphic novels, like more recently because he realized that by doing a graphic novel, they can't fuck with his story as much. You know what I mean? Because they can't.
The Image
play it
don't
by-
fuck with stories.
It probably comes out as
well,
less of a gamble.
Let's just put it in DC's light, though. I'm saying, like if Tom King's Batman run could have been a graphic novel, maybe they wouldn't have had the opportunity to fuck shit up because they didn't know what it was happening weekly.
Yeah.
You know.
You know how I read a lot of the early, like my first exposures to like DC Comics, Marvel Comics was reading the trade paperbacks at the library, taking, you know, a giant chunk one at a time. You know, reading like Nightfall or No Man's Land, even, you know, Batman vs. Predator or something like that. Any of the Elseworlds.
Originally, no, but even then, originally those were single issues that later became collected volumes. I mean,
well, it's
how many of
very
those things
limited.
were?
Anything that's going to be like a limited series, they go, you know, maybe
Might
we
as
do
well
this as
instead
just
of-
one giant.
Instead of doing the singles, yeah.
The only other one I would suggest or say is similar is, I don't know if Greg Rucka has become big of a name, but he transitioned Lazarus after, was it 26 or 46 issues? He transitioned to a 3 or 4 times a year release.
It's a quarterly book.
Yeah.
That was not because of Rucka. That was because Lark is old, and he said specifically, "I need more time to do this."
Yeah. Well, I mean,
We're
they're
gonna have
still
to do this
releasing
quarterly
just
now.
about the same amount. They're really, I mean, each issue that comes out is more like 2 or 3 issues built together, so they can tell
I
longer
understand.
stories. The
And
one
it's
that
still a
just
good
came
story,
out
of
like
course.
a couple weeks, the one that came out like 2 weeks ago, I think it was like 2 issues together, and it was fantastic because they could really stretch it out. They basically sent,
see-
they sent their agent on 2 missions instead of just one, and it all blended together.
I see what your argument there is, but I think the thing is that my dog's screaming again.
You're
Sorry. I think the problem is that it's almost ignoring a little bit the idea that singles in the market are not really going to go anywhere. And the reason the conversation still is revolving around, would you prefer graphic novels or would graphic novels favor over singles? The issue is there's so much of the industry, specifically obviously Marvel and DC, that is trying to get people to become new readers while also taking care of some of the people.
I don't think it should be one or the other. There should be, ones
but that's
that
the problem is that there's this
lend themselves
being
to
had,
being
the
graphic
rumors.
novels. Yeah.
Sure. The problem is that
it shouldn't be one
rumors saying that there's rumors saying that they're going to turn in favor of graphic novels rather than having the singles. Now, obviously, for people like us, we're going to read both. We're going to be like, yeah, give me it all. But this conversation, these rumors, the speculation from Shithead McGee is that, what's up, Dave?
Just, I looked at the solicitations, and Todd McFarlane is releasing a Spawn compendium, so the first 50 issues in a trade.
Yeah.
Now
I forgot to mention that for you.
Now I have to fucking buy that. But the problem is, I need him to actually stick with it and make volume 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so I can get them all and actually read.
Did you catch the graphic fantasy for Savage Dragon?
No, what was that?
Scroll down just a little bit. It's like right below.
Yeah. Look at that. Holy shit.
Yeah, the earliest, like 1982 appearance of Savage Dragon.
That's nutty. Damn, that's a cool cover, man.
Yeah, it's pretty old school.
It is old school. Isn't it kind of weird? I mean, like, the art, even with music, like, we've just come so far. Like, every generation, we get better and better. You know what I mean? Our talents.
I mean, some people jump ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I'm always surprised that, this was almost like a standard, to be expected type of, like, that there was, like, that house, the house style and stuff. It's just, it blows my mind how far we've come.
I don't know. You mentioned albums, and the first thing that came to mind was stuff like, Meatloaf's "Bad Out of Hell."
Yeah.
And those cassettes just had a really cool cover on them.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Damn. Yeah. Okay. I see 2 moons here. Yep, 2 moons. Crossover 4. Cool. So it's we said that's a 6, right?
I think it got up to an ongoing, didn't it?
Oh shit, that's fucking crazy.
Oh,
Did someone say that?
I just realized something. Something that I should have brought up before. Firepower. Firepower having the first issue, the first storyline being the original graphic novel. That was great.
Genius.
That didn't make me want to stop buying the singles. That doesn't. If anything, it makes me wrapped into it more. All they're doing is incorporating.
Yeah, just a giant-sized issue 0. That kind of hybridization.
And what's more, I
would like to mention the
worst square binding with stuff. I mean, look at the giant, oversized Black Label stuff. I love that.
Yeah, more durable.
I would like to mention that some of the most iconic DC stories for some characters are from original graphic novels. Like Killing Joke is 90 pages, graphic novel, and that is as classic a story as you can get for Batman. That is as definitive a story you can get. Then we had Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison, which was a graphic novel about 90 pages. And Hikatea, which was 90 pages graphic novel. And I think DC could benefit from incorporating more of these into their line.
Hikatea.
Oh.
I don't know why they did the HI. It should have been like... I've seen the word before. I think I've seen it as like an HE versus an HI, but it's Greek, so...
Yeah, Ty corrected us halfway through the last episode.
Yeah, I keep seeing the Hikatea, and that kind of throws me off. John Hickman's doing Wonder Woman, Hikatea.
So, do you remember the Hickadula thing from Family Guy?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you remember Hickadula from Family Guy? It's like a stupid little skit that they did, the Hickadula. That's what I hear in my head. Hikatea. killing me. Just end my suffering right now. Live on air.
Remember, we have that Deep Beyond where Merca is just the writer, which is kind of interesting.
Oh my god, I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I mean, they describe it as 100 meets the low.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right, the 100 meets
Where
low.
the fuck is
But I am
Saga?
down.
You're talking about the
Oh my God.
100, the 100, the TV show.
Oh my god, I love the 100.
Yeah, my wife.
We need to catch up. I enjoyed
my-
season 1 to 3 and then just fell off for some
my
reason.
Yeah, but they did 100 episodes of the 100.
That's
and
good.
They ended it. Did they
That's
end
good.
it on 100?
Yeah, it just ended a month or two ago.
On 100.
My brother and I watched it.
That's
that was
dope.
like our go-to thing. I've been watching it since like episode 1. That's my guilty pleasure.
We watch it every time a season comes out on Netflix. And
Yeah,
like,
it's out now. The final
Oh,
season's
it is?
out.
Okay,
I need to binge.
It's
That is
always around-
the Game of Thrones for teens.
Yeah, yeah. The wannabe Keanu Reeves or the B Keanu Reeves, you know, like the main character, the boy. He's like it's funny.
What?
They all like the main character is like the lookalike Keanu Reeves. Like there's all these like like Adam Driver. He's like a lookalike Keanu Reeves. I just know like
I kind of see it. Yeah, I
he's
kind
like
of see what you mean.
He's like a lookalike Keanu Reeves. Like
Like a young Keanu Reeves.
yeah, like a young Keanu is what I'm saying.
I'm not seeing it.
It's okay.
I kind of see it. Is it Bellamy?
Yes.
Yeah, Bellamy. That was his name. Yeah. I always like with the long.
I kind of see it. Yeah.
I think he looks a lot more like I'm missing the name right now. Guy on like CSI or something.
I'm really hoping that this Deep Beyond she writes good stuff. I hope it comes out.
Yeah,
good.
because I did not enjoy Mercy as much as Dave and Tabs.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
you know what I know you like? I know you like Ice Cream Man.
Yeah, that's
I
on
do.
there too. That's cool.
And I wanted to bring up the spin-off series, Haha.
I am going to be reading that.
yeah.
Yeah. The solicitation for number 2 says
Oh.
it's 2 of 6.
Stray
Number 1 did
Dogs.
not say it was a 6-issue series.
Is anybody picking up Stray Dogs #1? If you look at the thing,
That
it's
looks
pretty-
weird to me.
I thought it was cool. Lady and the Tramp meets like
That
was
sounds
it?
like something for Tabs.
Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, it's
Oh,
scary.
that variant cover is great.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
I might give it a shot. It looks.
I
I don't really know what to expect from it.
Yeah, me neither. Does it say if
Yeah.
is it just an ongoing then right now? Doesn't really.
It doesn't say.
Okay. Wait. Why does it say Brian Michael Bendis as the quote?
He
From what?
commented on it.
Oh, it's just a comment from him reading. Okay,
Yeah.
he's not the writer. Do we know who's
No.
doing it? Oh, it doesn't even say who's doing it.
It is Flex Forstner, or that could be 2 separate names
I
actually.
see it here.
Yeah, I'm looking on the cover. Anthony Fleeks, Trish Forstner.
It's a My
Trish
Little
Forstner.
Pony
Yeah, I don't know who
artist.
that
Have you
is.
ever heard of the pony? Do you know My Little Pony?
Are you a
Um,
brony?
Yeah, that's what
Dave's
I was going
a
to bring up. Bronies. Yeah, that's a little.
Can we-
bizarre
do
name.
it.
Can we bet money on if Tabs is a brony?
He might be a brony. Closeted
Sure,
brony,
I'll put down
possibly.
$5.
Closeted brony. But yeah, I just saw that the artist is a My Little Pony artist, so I might not pick it up now because I don't want to be called a brony.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man. Yeah, this February looks pretty dope.
Yeah. A
I
lot
don't
of
know if
number
you guys saw
1.
this, but
The Department of
Scumbag
Truth.
number 5. Yeah. Scumbag number 5 is switching artists for artist Wes Craig. On
I
issue
thought
5.
every issue was a different artist.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Dude,
Was it every issue? I thought
Yeah.
it was just every story arc.
No, I think it's every
I
issue.
heard it was every issue,
The
but I
second
could be
issue,
wrong.
the second issue looked different. I saw the artwork like
Okay.
at the shop. Dude,
I'd just like to say
Firepower-
the cover and variant cover for Department of Truth are incredible. They look so cool.
for what, February?
Okay.
Yeah, Department of Truth number 6. Also, it has a different artist on it, I believe.
What?
Department of Truth number 6 has a different artist to 1 and 2, I think.
I don't
No.
like when they do that. Like it depends on the story.
I could be wrong. I'm just gonna have a quick look at
You
the
better
artist.
hope you are, buddy. You better hope you are. Firepower number 8 has a sick ass cover. That's actually
Yeah, it's
anybody-
different. It's a different
Sick-ass
artist.
cover.
What do you mean? What do
It's
you
a different artist on Department of Truth number
mean? Oh,
6.
thank God! I thought you were talking about Sam Ney. I was like, no, not Firepower. I really like his art. He
This might be a not a fill-in issue of Department of Truth, but like a standalone issue dealing with a.
Sean, did you see
Yeah.
the firepower issue
Uh,
cover
give-
next week? For next
next
week. Not this one, number 5.
What
Has
issue is it?
Number 5. Have any of you seen number 5? It looks sick. I just thought it's dope.
This is
What?
in the solicitations.
What is the cover of them running across the
No.
rooftop?
Not in the solicitations. The solicitations has issue number 8 for February.
Yeah,
but,
it does.
Yeah. Issue number 5 though, that's coming out next week, I believe, is awesome.
No, we already got
issue
number 5.
just came out. Number 6
Number
with
6.
yeah.
Is that with the old man on the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looked really cool. I'm
Wei
excited.
Lun. No,
Yeah.
yeah, Wei Lun.
Yeah. I can't. Old man. He's old man right now because I can't remember the names.
I'm sure everyone just calls him Old Man.
Yeah.
Probably Master Lun.
It looks great though. That's a good for and they're the only ones who have their February out, right? That's it. Nobody else.
No,
I think
Marvel has theirs out as well.
Oh, well, let's go into it. Let's check them out too.
Yeah.
Might as well. Does anybody have a good one where we can check? I'll see the same article to scroll through.
If it was me, I would say you want to check
I've
out
just
their
sent the
games
games radar. I've just sent the games
that's the
radar
right
one.
choice.
But I like how
We're gonna have a lot of King in Black.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
I
so let's
actually
just
just
start with
ordered
every
the
book is
Scotty
having a
Young
King.
variant for King in Black. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, King in Black
Scotty
would be
Young.
great.
Ooh, the Scotty Young variant looked really good, right? It was like
Order it, yeah.
it was with Null, right? And
Mhm.
Null was, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so it looks like every
I'm
book
really-
is having a King in Black tie-in.
Of course. I got to really.
It wouldn't be an
just
event
check
without
real
it.
quick. If you guys have not caught up to Venom at all, right now is like the perfect time to just get caught up on everything. I would also like to say that Ivan Coelho is coming back to do art for Venom, while Ryan Stegman's doing the King in Black, and his art is.
Ryan Stegman hasn't done anything since Absolute Carnage, has he?
No, that's not true. He's done quite a bit of Venom, but he had a lot of stuff to do.
I know he did the
prepared
first
for
like
King
3
Black.
arcs, but then when Absolute Carnage started, I thought he didn't do issues like 20 to 30 because he was doing King in Black. I could be wrong though.
During Absolute Carnage, Ivan Coelho took over. There was about 5 issues, maybe less, that I would say Ryan Stegman actually did. But because of the size of King in Black, Ryan Stegman needed a lot more time. So he's going to be doing all of the covers, some variant covers, and then he's going to be continuing the rest of the Venom run, obviously. But he has said multiple times, like, I want to work with Donny Cates on this. This is their baby, working together on Venom. Ivan Coelho is one of those artists that also has been featured on Amazing Spider-Man. He's great. I love his stuff.
Yeah, his tie-ins to Absolute Carnage were good.
There's a lot of tie-ins, but that's not necessarily something that I like feel the need to go buy. I definitely want to go check out some of these, like Planet of the Symbiotes. That looks interesting. But things like that, I'm just kind of like, okay.
I have just scrolled to Morbius Bond of Blood #1, and it is written by Ralph Macchio. Is this the Karate Kid?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
Damn,
about?
the Thunderbolts cover looks real.
Marvel February solicits Morbius Bond of Blood. It's written by the Karate Kid.
That's cool.
You gotta be fucking shitting me.
I don't think I am. I might be, but I don't think I am.
I know System of a Down, like they do.
That's what it was.
Crazy. What?
Sorry.
What was it? What was your epiphany?
So I was trying to remember who. So Bob Morley, the guy that plays Bellamy from The 100, I was like, I know. Like, sorry, I've just been searching for that for the past 5 minutes.
Surge? Does he look like Surge? What are you saying?
He looks like Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh, Lou. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's the separate Ralph Macchio. It's not the same one.
It's not the same.
It's not.
It's not.
I was very excited. It's not. He's an editor for Marvel. He's does some writing for once in a while.
He gets that all the time.
Yeah, geez, I hate that. That's like the Office Space. You know what's his name? He keeps getting what's his fucking name?
Michael Bolton.
Yeah, Michael Bolton. He's like not.
He's the one that sucks.
Yeah, that shit's hilarious. I'm just trying to go through these. Marvel
Eternals by
solicits.
Kieran Gillen. I'll probably check out the first issue of at least.
You say Karen
I
Gillan?
know Ty's not a
Yeah.
fan of Kieran Gillen.
Oh, Karam. That's another one.
Kyron, I don't know.
Kieran.
Not the
Kieran.
actress.
Crave, did you say
No,
you
you're
were gonna
thinking of Kieran
ignore
Gillian.
Maestro, the new
Yep.
your
Pax and Warren
Yeah.
Pax.
Are you gonna hold off on it?
No, I subscribed to that.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good.
I ordered it.
All right, I'm gonna catch up on Maestro then.
I was a little thrown off because I thought this was just one 5-issue miniseries.
The question
But, I
is,
mean, if-
are they gonna keep doing this? Are we gonna end up with 5
Yeah,
of these, like five issue minis?
I don't know.
Is-
I mean, Old Man Logan did this for a while.
Yeah.
I gotta look
Is that
again. It
Stan
might
Lee
be
on
the
the
same artist.
Is that Stan Lee on the cover of Immortal Hulk 44?
I gotta see. How far down are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Although I can see why you would think that. If anything, I would say that's more Kirby than Stan Lee.
The eyebrows aren't bushy enough for Kirby.
I don't know though. He's wearing like that, Mr. Rogers sweater,
I'll be back in a second, guys.
That is Henry Peter Gyrich. He is a character from the United States government who was against the superhuman community. He was featured in what comic was it? Avengers issue 165 as his first appearance.
Dude, Wolverine number 10 looks phenomenal. The cover.
Okay,
So-
I got a question for you guys. How do you guys? Okay, look, hear me out. DC keeps getting the flack and the shit end of the stick. Meanwhile, look at all this stuff that Marvel is publishing right now,
Well,
and
I
tell
don't-
me that what are they pushing? A lot of this stuff doesn't look like regular Marvel stuff.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I think Marvel's getting.
You're
just
right.
this- I
You're
think they're
right.
getting
Marvel
this-
is not
I-
taking anything.
I think it's just because like DC. If you look at well-rounded, at least Marvel has their cinematic going for them and stuff, and DC's in a kind of place of disarray. Their HBO shows are all over the place. We don't even know if Snyder. So check this out. I'll go even Snyder's movies are technically now only in Snyder's universe, but then again, I've read another article saying that technically Snyder's movies are what's going to continue forward because they want him to finish his thing. Like I'm reading all this shit, so DC's kind of asking for it, where Marvel's just. They're not necessarily walking themselves backwards or anything, but they're definitely still doing the same bullshit. It's just not as heavy-handed of like they're just putting shit out. It doesn't seem like it's like it is like this event is huge and all these events have been huge. Empire to the swords to another one, But like I think it's just something about DC just they seem like they're struggling more internally. There's not all these. I mean, did Marvel fire like I don't know a bunch of what do they fire?
No,
How many people
I get
do
what
they
you're
fire?
I would just like to say I think the problem is with Marvel. We expect it. For the last 5 or 6 years, they have been throwing everything at the wall at every opportunity.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Maybe it's because Marvel movies are doing so well, and
That's what.
Yeah.
everyone
would
kind of
give them-
shits on the
Right.
DC movies.
I definitely
Yeah.
think that.
If Marvel did-
MCU going for them, they have it.
If
going for them.
Marvel did the stunt like Future's End, where they introduced the future versions of these characters, we wouldn't give it a second thought. We'd be like, okay, that's a Marvel thing to do. But with DC, I don't think we expect it as much. Ty looks like he disagrees.
Why? I think that there's a mic issue. Sometimes I'll speak and then the thing doesn't pop open.
Oh, okay.
Here, hang on a second.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't necessarily think they're getting the pass. I just think somebody else is taking the crown or whatever for now. You know what I mean? Somebody else is taking the shit crown.
Well, also, Dave, I heard what you said about how apparently
Whoa.
Snyder's getting his.
Yeah, like
That's
it's like
really
so, like,
weird.
how fucked up.
What's
is it?
really weird?
I don't know what he sees. Tell me what you see, my friend.
When the
I heard
LSD
that,
hit.
but I just had a bunch of little mice screaming. I had a bunch of mice just screaming in my ears just now, and I don't know what just happened. I switched the microphone output, and suddenly it was Dave and Sean, and just.
We were transformed into our audios were transcribed to their normals. That's how we really sound.
Great. Maybe it's Discord. I feel like the Discord servers are kind of weak when it comes to
Yeah.
audio for some reason.
Wait,
I
forget.
make a
Wait,
good
what was
point.
Sean? What were you saying?
You mentioned that apparently
yeah,
Snyder's
finish what
getting
you're
his. Yeah, I was just going to say, I hope not.
No, but that's the thing, though. It's like, what is happening? Because you have like the Lanterns are getting their show, but they're the Wonder Woman's going in her direction because she's already filmed. But then everything's going. Nobody.
Yeah.
DC doesn't know what they want. They
No,
even they don't know what
DC,
they
you
want.
have no clue.
So I
They're
think
throwing everything at the wall and seeing
I
what
think
sticks.
Why?
I think they pretty much show when you start firing a bunch of people. I think you ask for attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start to lean real heavy on it. And then once attention's on you, criticism becomes heavier and heavier because why else was attention brought to you in the first place, you know? So I think DC can walk out of it okay. I just think they have like a 2-year fucking program that they need to like hit hard to do it.
Yeah,
I hope just once
DC
everything settles down, once they get rid of whoever they're letting go, once the new editor-in-chief can finally
move
sort of
on, like move
calm
on.
down and
How DC got its groove back.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just feel like right now a lot's going on there, and once it finally settles down and they can have some calm.
No. They rebrand as DC2 Electric Boogaloo. That's what they rebrand as. You're just like, oh shit, that's how you do it, buddy.
Totally.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I think if they do, the best thing to do though is to, dude, keep walking and don't look back. Like, meaning like when you're ready to move on, fucking move on, and don't look like you're half-heartedly moving on. Move on, find a new ground.
DC, don't let Ethan Van Sciver win.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. Just
if there's one reason for you not to go bankrupt, it's because you don't want Ethan Van Sciver to be right.
No, if you're gonna quit comics, don't do it in June. Do it in July.
Yeah.
Fuck him over. Fuck him over. Just so I can hit him real hard.
DC needs to be like Superman. Just keep taking them hits.
Let's see. Has anybody? What's Marvel number 5? Do we know what that is? That looks pretty cool. That cover.
It's by Lou Bega.
It looks cool. I wish.
So that is a story that kind of ties into the Kurt Busiek Marvel's universe, sort of.
But wait. Oh, so is this the first? Wait, is this How many of these have they had already? 1, 2, 3, 4 already? Of this?
3, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Damn.
It was okay.
They look like
it's okay.
I like the Kurt Busiek, the world. It was cool. I like what he designed. It was a cool concept.
So it is the Marvel's universe, but it's also the Earth X universe. So she's a little weird. I can't really explain it. It's in a dystopian world and future where almost everybody is exposed to the Terrigen mist from the Inhumans, and some people are turning into Inhumans and then killing a bunch of random people, and then the superheroes are gone. So the characters are still there. So, like, for example, there's like a trucker, Matt Murdock. It's weird. I can't really. It's
drive
weird.
with his eyesight.
I don't even understand how to explain it.
Has anybody seen? Did you look at the Darth Vader number 10? That's a sick cover, dude.
Dude, that's Greg Pak too. It's not bad.
That's amazing.
I might hop on that. That does look quite cool.
Yeah, I feel
this annoys me because Star Wars is another. Okay, Marvel has now Star Wars, Conan
Predator.
back, and Alien and Predator. What the fuck? I mean, they're basically stealing everything from Dark Horse.
Well, they bought it.
For what reason?
They bought it.
Okay, they purchased everything.
You broke it, you bought it.
Yeah.
Or you bought it, you broke it.
Here's a fucked up fact. This is a true story, and this is actually pretty big news about why Disney sucks ass. So, as we all know, Disney purchased the rights to Marvel and also purchased the rights to Star Wars. In doing so, a lot of former contractors who were, say, novelists for the Star Wars universe, one in specific, has stopped receiving his royalty paychecks for all of the Star Wars books that he has written, and is now taking Disney to court over it.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, I saw that hashtag trending the other day.
You gotta fight the mouse. You can't be.
Who is this?
Remember his name? Hang on.
Okay, I can Google it then.
It was just like hashtag pay Disney pay. Something
just
like
going
that.
through the hard covers of Marvel.
Alan Dean Foster.
Sorry, James Foster.
Alan Dean Foster.
Oh, Alan Dean Foster.
Disney is refusing to pay royalties to him since the purchase of Fox.
It doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, you kind of have a legal obligation to pay a person who's been writing these books for years.
Yeah, but I don't expect them. I expect them to find some small print, some clause somewhere that means technically they don't, even though they do. They find some grey areas not pay them.
Does anybody have anything in Marvel that they were
Same
really
way that
this? What on this list of this game's radar? What's the most thing you're excited for? This
Iron Man number
King
6.
in Black.
Ooh, Iron Man, that's cool. Did you read the description or no? Was there a description?
I didn't, but I just
Okay,
know it's going to be great.
Yeah, I do dig that.
King in Black for me.
I read the first line and I was like, yeah, this is going to be great.
Yeah, that's cool, Ty. So you have like King in Black as a whole. You're digging that.
Yeah, King in Black's going to be great. I'm going to check that out, definitely. I'm going to catch up.
I
on
mean,
Venom.
obviously, I'm going to be reading up on, Immortal Hulk when that next trade comes out because it's so good. But I'm kind of sleeping on Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run just because it's kind of like it's so slow at this point. It's on issue almost 60, and I mean, they just revealed that Harry is Kindred, and we still don't really know why that is or what's going on from there. Obviously, there's some solicitations here showing 60, where he's overcome Kindred somehow, and I'm buying it because it's Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah, I think so. The whole time you've been speaking about this book, the last few weeks, you haven't sounded excited at all. You sound like me talking about DC.
Yeah,
Stockholm syndrome.
Yep.
I would just like to say, Josh and Ty, you really should check out Iron Man. It is so good at the minute.
It's really good.
I've been reading it.
It's sick.
You've been reading it?
Awesome.
Yeah, I just read issue 3.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
It's cool.
What do you think?
Nice cliffhanger.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The art's really solid, real crisp.
This is definitely Keifu's an interesting art style, but I'm into it.
The suit's really cool. I dig the suit a lot. All right, let's move on to it. Looks like...
Yeah, let's actually talk about some books nearly 2 hours in.
No. We're only 1 hour in. We're only 1 hour live, on this. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
That was a good intro. Let's go into some books now. We got Rorschach number 2. Sean, do you want to just give the deets?
Yeah, written by Tom King, art by Jorge Fornes.
So what do you guys think? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember the entire issue except the resolution at the end, or what conclusion they came to. What was the conclusion the detectives came to? He's just going to another location to investigate, right?
Yeah, it just sort of solved that. This is how the guy died.
This is how the guy died. Okay.
It's a very self-contained issue.
Yeah, I dig it. I like that. This was very in this whole entire story is told in this story.
This is kind of. It's a very good detective comic.
Yeah, that's how that's what was keeping me along on it.
When I read issue 1, I said it was Tom King's best story I'd read so far. It was his best issue 1. And I saw a complaint on Reddit that made me kind of dislike issue 2 a bit.
Okay.
Which was, we still haven't really been introduced to the main character at all.
Because I think...
Oh, the guy doing all the detective work.
I think
this whole issue is pretty much exposition and flashback.
Do you really think what the thing is?
We're seeing how he works.
Yeah. That's we're about to see. Okay. So check this. What if we don't get to have a relationship with the character until the character himself gets out of his own box? He has what if he experiences something on a crime scene that then gives us a relation, then gives us a reason to care? For now, he's a hired detective.
Maybe, yeah.
You mean what if he's just been in on it the entire time?
My feeling is that my feeling with this guy is that he's
Walter Kovacs Jr.
He's an outsider in his own head, so I have a feeling he's gonna slowly conceive by investigating this thing, he'll conceive himself into the mentality of this character.
I trust Tom King, but I saw that complaint on Reddit where we don't have a main character; it's all exposition at the minute, and I did agree with it. I trust Tom King to get there eventually.
I think reading it, I haven't felt the need to know the main character yet, though. I agree. I agree. That's the only thing I'd say. I haven't. A lot of times, Sean, I agree with you, because a lot of times we always when we bitch about something, we bitch that I have no clue. Why do I want to know? Why should I care if they haven't given me a reason to care? But I think in this one, it's not directed that way, so I don't feel like I need to care yet. So I think it's still moseying along fine. I do agree with you, though. We do not know the character at all. we'd know
Yeah.
nothing.
Did it seem like he was having a conversation with himself, or if it was two people talking? Like he
No.
was talking with somebody else and somebody else was responding.
I see him having a conversation with himself.
Okay.
That's
Like
why
this issue is more like focused on showing that the character of Rorschach, as this character is seen, is a really fucked up, flawed individual who has just been hurt, and because of that, he's got an excuse to lash out because of this white woman cowboy character of whoever she is. I don't really have an issue with the fact that the detective hasn't really been introduced yet, because the purpose of that character is to be the reader, the audience. It's the eyes of the person
Yeah.
reading it and then
When you
experiencing
say
it through him.
Rorschach, do you mean Meyerson?
Yes.
The guy,
Crave.
caping about as Rorschach?
Crave. I think he
Yeah.
is talking to himself almost like the same way Rorschach does in his journal throughout his monologues.
Yeah.
But it's just like a noir detective from the 40s who's like, yeah, so I got the skinny on this guy. You know what I mean? Like he's given his own internal monologue in his head. Yeah. And that's how I'm feeling. Like that's why I feel like he's literally gonna read his the first thing in the first issue, he brought up how there's all these fakes now. Fake masks, cheap ones, not even the good ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. I feel like he's slowly gonna become Rorschach. He'll put
Yeah.
on. Like,
Oh
that's
yeah,
where he's
I
leading.
would bet money on that.
Yeah, like through his investigations.
The
which would be
therapist.
it'd be pretty nice. It'd be cool to see him fall into it. It's like,
Do you remember the therapist from the original Watchmen comic?
Oh,
The
yeah.
one who,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that makes me think of.
And I would like to say in this issue, there's no doubt that Will Myerson is based on Steve Ditko,
Yeah.
especially
Cool.
since he literally created the question in this.
Yeah.
issue.
Well, there's
that
an
was cool.
advertisement for the question at the end of the issue.
Perfect timing.
At the very end of the issue, it says there's an advertisement for the question, the death of Vic Sage.
Yeah.
I read issue 1 of that and it was very good. I need to read the rest.
You guys are sleeping on Jeff Lemire, I swear.
I read
I
issue
know
1,
they
loved
love
it, and
Jeff
just
Lemire.
it was a busy week when issue 2 came out or something, and I just didn't follow it. But I really enjoyed issue 1.
I read
I've
Old
got
Man
all
Logan.
4 issues, and I need to catch up.
I think.
But yeah, I have been sleeping on Lemire. I
I
do need to read more of his work.
I think we can expect good things from Tom King moving forward with this run. I think he's laying some groundwork. I think with when you tackle Alan Moore shit, I just feel like you got to do it with a little touch of, I don't know, like there's just something you have to approach the comic differently, and I think he's doing that so far. He is approaching comics differently, like with the way he's doing the detective work on this. So I'm still cool. I'm fine with it. I bought the Peach Momoko cover as well. Pretty cool. Not as cool as the Jay Lee, because I think what the Jay Lee one offered was that Watchmen aesthetic. You know, it had the color, it had the yellow, but whereas this, yeah, that's the main line.
Oh yeah, you got the colors better.
They I don't know, it didn't hit as good as Jay Lee, so I was kind of hoping Jay Lee did them all because he did a good job on the first one, but then Kodak Skate and all this stuff. So Momoko's is still good. I just don't think like, I was hoping to collect all the variants in hopes that they all really resembled like the Watchmen skinnies when they came out. They're really cool, like Rorschach on the side. Watchmen was written on the side of it and everything. But Momoko's is fine. I'm excited for the next ones. Whatever the future brings for the variants.
Yeah, I still thought it was a very good issue, and the mystery's still there.
It was all very good, except for this, mini comic in the middle, the Citizen versus the Unthinker.
Right.
I liked it.
So
I didn't mind that at all.
Crave, say your argument.
No, I said as much in the chat before. It's just so very, like, I don't know if I'd call it dense or what, but it just reads as like something from the subreddit, like I am very smart.
I'm gonna
kick your ass and say a bunch of like highbrow stuff.
Incel. No, an incel wrote this, and an incel wrote this because he was an incel who wrote this. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody who.
If he thinks he's an incel, but I'm sure, he gets fans coming to his door. I'm sure he could get some if he wanted to.
No, but that's the thing about incels. You gotta, dude, this is crazy. The incel culture is crazy.
Sorry, I think the whole idea is so dumb.
What?
The idea of an incel is so dumb
no,
to call yourself that or be
yes,
that.
so
The name
No.
is involuntarily celibate. Of course, it's fucking dumb.
right. So these incels, like,
Oh,
they're-
it's not
they're-
my fault. Everyone has chosen.
exactly.
Sorry.
Yes. Now I don't agree with it.
Sorry.
But I'm
Everybody
trying to
wants to
get-
fuck a Chad.
I agree with you, Crave, that this book is written. This comic, that is written within the Rorschach is very dense because it was written by somebody who thought they were very dense. You know what I'm saying? But they really aren't. You know, these people. That's
What
how
did I say about it?
he's. It's interesting, but I felt the same way. I felt that comic was like, I'm better. You know what I mean? It had this like blatant overhead.
I'm different.
It's good though. Tom King,
different.
keep it up, man. You're tackling
Yeah.
the hard things.
All right.
You know.
I'm gonna keep reading it definitely because
Yeah,
obvious
yeah.
reasons.
Well,
But
For
I'll
sure.
go
I
all
haven't
the way
been
on
disappointed
that.
by it
Yeah,
yet,
me too. I want to see.
so.
He has 12,
Wait
and 12 is good.
That's good enough. Yeah, I'll keep
Yeah.
reading all the way.
I would like to point out, I think, yeah, the font used for the title Rorschach is the same as we use on our channel for our logo
Is it
And-
really?
banner. Yeah,
Oh,
That's
that's
funny.
funny. Yeah, it is. Whoa.
yeah. I've just called the
funny.
image up now.
Yeah.
It's the same font.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
we're gonna get sued. Great.
No, that's
Fantastic.
like Thor.
We used
No,
we
that's like
released our
Thor
first episode before
Ragnarok.
Rorschach #1.
Thor
We should have just
Ragnarok,
used Comic Sans.
They used like that Microsoft Word. Have you ever seen this thing?
Oh, the Times Roman.
Yeah, no, they've like whatever Thor, every title has just been one of those like word presentation fonts that you grab off like when you're doing like a fucking diagram. It's like funny. Each one has been like that. All right, so now that we're done,
I'm gonna jump
Rorschach-
ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna jump ahead of the line and talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Hell yeah, shout it out. Was it? Did it?
No. The only thing I wanted to point out is because we were talking about fonts. Anytime they do the name of a location, I can get this to appear on here. They do like
Your light is
a
really,
North.
really low.
Oh, that's cool.
I
Sorry.
can see it.
Anytime they do a location, they use like Norse. What do they say? Like the font that
Well, it's like
you might be
Folthark or
accustomed
something.
to.
Runes?
Yeah,
Not runes, but like
Folthark.
I-
think it's called.
anything they would like for Thor, the font they would use.
Why do you know that?
What?
My name's Dave. I know Folthark.
Yeah, you know, deep.
Yeah, That's the only thing I wanted to
Oh,
say
that's
about the
Klingon.
comic.
You
I
fuck.
is
Or just
what-
mentioning Klingon, I'd just like to say Tom King, when he signs a book, he writes his name in Klingon.
That's cool.
He
Good for
does
him.
not. Shut-
All right, that's
You're-
all I
I
wanted to
don't
say about
believe you.
Assassin's Creed
Google
Valhalla.
it. Google it.
Let's move on to We Live because
Hey, Josh.
Oh yeah,
I just
Yeah.
want to let you know, by the way, you have never been more clear. Like, I
Yeah,
can hear
you're
you so
crystal.
crisp now.
you're Chris.
yeah. Ty,
That's
you
the way
mentioned
you crystal.
Jeff Lemire. Are you reading Sweet Tooth?
I'm reading Barbalian.
Okay, because Jeff Lemire went back to Sweet Tooth, and that like
I haven't
first
read it
issue
yet.
just came out last.
Yeah, I need to read the first Sweet Tooth series.
Okay.
I heard good things. It's getting a Netflix series produced by Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
That's so random.
Well, I
Yeah,
like to use the
I know.
money. I think the word produce always insinuates something different about his role. We'll just say Robert.
Executively
Yeah.
produces.
Well, no, he paid for it. He's paying for it.
Yeah, he paid for it. He's going to
Yeah,
get the money
that way
back.
People understand production. Because sometimes people hear like
He's
produce.
invested.
Yeah. Sometimes people hear produce though, and they feel like, oh my god, he's gonna write the script. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
he's just.
I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of expected that for
I
some
saw-
things that Seth Rogen produced, but I've
Yeah.
learned my lesson.
I saw an interview with J.J. Abrams where he was asked about Lost, and he was like, I was a producer. What that means is I get money from it, but outside of a pilot, I
didn't
have
do-
no idea what happened.
Yes, right.
All right,
Just-
We
just-
Live.
yeah,
I love
we-
this.
Yeah,
This is so good.
Shout it out real quick, Sean. Who is
So
it?
it's written and drawn by the Miranda brothers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's pretty cool. This was, oh, dude, this was so cool. So we are getting
Issue 1 was a bit of a sleeper hit. I felt like
Yeah.
no one was really talking about it before it came out, and then it came out, and people were like, "Holy shit, this is good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
My only complaint is that this issue was 20 pages and issue 1 was 24 pages. I want my extra 4 pages.
Yeah. I think they could have used it. I think at the very end they could have used the extra 4 because okay, here's where the only part where I get lost in it is that okay, they're in the jungle, they're all together.
Yeah.
They wander off, or the monkey goes far ahead.
The issue ends 3 pages early, and then we have a flashback.
Yes, and it almost needed those 3 pages. It would have benefited,
Yeah.
I think, from all that. So
I agree.
really good though, super colorful, amazing colors. I love
It's telling such a depressing dystopian story through the eyes of a child, and it's so colorful and bright while being so depressing. It's really interesting.
I mean, you can kind of read into it and you can see what you're, kind of tell what to expect, but it's still amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they have a goal. They're going to get to the goal. It's all about the journey.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really all about the journey. It's true.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did anybody else completely guffaw at the scene? You know what scene I'm talking about, but did you guffaw at the scene
where his arm was ripped off?
No, the other one. Don't say. I want actual people. I want people to like be completely surprised when they read this. I'm talking about. When they go through the algae.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I turned the page and I literally went.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't expect that to happen yet.
That was cool
though.
Without giving too much away, that was really cool that there was algae that could, clean. It was pretty much like
do the thing and the stuff.
The guy knows everything.
Yeah, do the thing and the stuff. Yeah, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
but it's kind of
we're getting to full spoilers in a minute, but like, if you're not reading this issue, go read this issue and then come back and watch our review of it.
Yeah,
because
it's so.
This is such a good series.
I don't even. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I don't even think we need to say anything. We all know what happened. We're talking. We liked it. I think that's good. Like, I don't even think we have to say.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, we got a flashback to one of the characters' origins at the end.
Yeah.
And it's 2 pages, and already I'm invested in this character.
Yeah,
this is what, 4 issues? This is a 4-issue series?
Is it?
I don't know.
What?
I've asked that before, and I couldn't figure it out.
No, I need more.
Oh no!
I want more, but I know I shouldn't.
Who's writing?
Hang
this?
on.
Who's publishing?
Aftershock.
Aftershock.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Aftershock Studios.
Yeah,
so, can we go full spoilers now?
Yeah, you can if you want. Sure.
Yeah, I didn't think we would. Everybody else along for the ride, they are all cannon fodder. Anybody that wasn't really introduced in issue 1,
yeah,
everyone's cannon fodder, and they lost all of that in this issue. I thought they would have kept more people around for at least another issue.
I'm going to disagree just because that first character, the old man, was introduced on page 1, and it seems like,
and that's what's so crazy.
Yeah,
I thought he would die anyway, but he's going to die in whatever apocalypse is coming.
The way they wrote this, it almost seemed like he made it out alive, and then that.
Well, I don't think he's going to make it out alive, but I expect him to live at least till the next.
Fucking head got ripped off.
I know they got to survive without him at some point to kind of prove their mettle, but
no, but they made it look like he almost was going to make it out of this situation alive, and
he found the solution.
Yeah. But he didn't. He got his head at the very end. It got him too, which was intense.
Guys,
what's up?
Have you guys seen the variant covers?
They're darker.
I've never seen.
Yeah, I saw the variant cover for issue 1.
I have to look at it real quick.
The variant cover. The variant.
Oh, that will be good.
Maybe I saw a different variant cover because the variant for issue 1, they did the very bright colors. And issue 1, the original
cover. Oh, that Nguyen cover is great.
Yeah, but the variant for issue 1 that I saw was like browns and darker, and like we had moved from spring into fall or something.
Dustin Nguyen is great.
I wonder, it's not showing up on.
Ty just posted it in the chat.
Yeah, cool. That's not the cover that I saw printed the other day.
Did he do a variant for number 2 as well? Does not look like it.
It reminded me of like the Outcast. Sorry, Firepower. Sorry, getting my Robert Kirkman comics mixed up. But the Firepower alternate covers where they recolored it. That's the variant that I saw.
I don't see anything that says that this is a 4-issue limited series.
Yeah, I'm not.
I see. We Live number 5.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know where I saw that.
False alarm, people. And that is really good. And
I still feel like it's a very short series.
Yeah, it jumped. It's jumped. You know,
Here we
why?
go.
'Cause
Here's the issue 1 variant.
It's happening quick. You know, like it's happening fast.
So I'll post it in the chat. This is the issue 1 variant that I'm familiar with.
Just going back to speaking about. Oh yeah. That's the second printing.
Yeah,
cover, I think.
Second
Yeah.
printing. Yeah.
I should have said second printing instead of
that's
variant
what the
cover.
Firepower's got. They got the second printing. Yeah.
Ty, have you read Descender and Ascender by Lemire?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to catch up. I need to not catch up, but I need to read it because
It's
Lemire
weird.
and Nguyen.
It's really not Jeff Lemire, man. He's an interesting guy. He writes a lot of stuff that like goes in a direction you really don't anticipate. I feel like he doesn't have as much direction in this, but I don't really have a complaint about that because it feels like he's kind of experimenting, and I don't mind that.
Yeah, fair enough. I've seen some of the art and it just looks great. So
I was actually going to say, if you guys haven't had the chance to yet, the big thing I would say right now for you is you got to check out anything from Black Hammer, because Barbalian, I just read this issue.
I really need to read Black Hammer.
You don't even need to read the Black Hammer series to read this. This guy is very contained right now, but this actually really hit. Like, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it's actually not written by Jeff Lemire. It's written by Tate Brombal.
Dark Horse, right?
Yeah, Dark Horse is putting out some good stuff right now.
Yeah,
Are you getting the Resident Alien?
I went to go pick it up, and my shop didn't have a single one.
This is the one that's getting the sci-fi, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Steve the Pirate. All right, let's so We Live, killing it. They're still just killing it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh my god, that last couple of panels really.
Yeah, that was
really touched me.
Yeah, that's funny too, because at the very end, it built up a lot in a few pages. A lot was built.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Stillwater. This is shout it out real quick, Sean. Who's it?
Written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Ramon K. Perez.
This is
and I'll give a shout out to the colorist, because the colors in this are really good. Mike Spicer, you do good colors.
Up with these covers.
I like Mike Spicer. He does really good work.
Did he color the cover?
I assume so.
Okay, it's good. It's really I like the red.
I think it's so odd that the back cover is upside down, so you can just.
I literally just looked at that and was like, "Is that a misprint?" And then I realized the text at the top is the correct way up.
Yeah, well, they do that for all the issues.
I never really sort of noticed.
Maybe it's like the parallel. You know what I mean? Like the parallel.
The upside down.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Stranger Things. So
I haven't seen season 3 or 4.
Get the fuck out.
I don't know. I think season 1 was amazing, and then I kind of think they're milking it. But
I'm ready for more.
No, I can promise you this: by the end of the most recent season, I am. Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
I loved season 1. I really liked season 2, and then for some reason I just didn't watch season 3. And then
it's very good.
I love all the
all the
character. No, they started filming season 4 at the beginning of March, and basically had to shut down due to the pandemic.
Yeah,
or maybe in February, because they made just enough to have a trailer for the Super Bowl.
Okay,
is that right?
Dude.
I don't care about Super Bowl at all.
Yeah, but I mean, all the new characters they introduced in season 3 are great. Or
I was sad by spoilers for Stranger Things season 2. I was sad when they killed Sean Astin's character off.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all we have to say about that.
I haven't seen season 3. I've got nothing else to add. I like Sean Astin's character. He was a nice guy, and he got butchered.
Let's see. Sean had this labeled as Daniel discovers more about the town. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much a good. If you had to do it in one sentence, that's a good one sentence right there. He really gets to go, and he gets. It's nice. I feel like I'm entering the town. You know, I feel like I've walked into the doctor's office. I feel like I've asked the doc to, come on, doc, help me out. Like,
come on, doc.
I like Perez's art. I'm getting used to that, but I don't think he can draw Daniel for shit.
Yeah, isn't that
like
funny?
His face changes every single
he's
panel.
The weirdest one. Yeah, I agree. Maybe
he gets all the other characters right. I mean, as much as you can, but
it's like
his face changes every panel.
Maybe there was never enough. Yeah. Like it is funny. Holy shit! He goes from kind of
You
looking
get Gallon for
awkward.
2 pages, and he draws him, pretty well. He draws all the other characters pretty well throughout the different panels.
He goes from like looking awkward,
I
and then he looks
do
like
agree
a
with that.
stud, and then he looks awkward.
His nose changes like every
Yeah.
panel.
Um,
And his hairstyle as well looks like it changes as well.
but that being said, it's cool. His mom got, well, spoilers, mom's back up, which is, I think this is gonna
Dude.
it's about to get
That
weird.
stuff about the corn and the cows, the stuff they reveal about
Yeah.
the town.
Weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
the cow stuff is dark.
Yeah, that's
very
good.
dark.
Yep. No, it's Dwight Schrute's invention. He was like 3/4 of a member. He's like, I can make. He's like George Foreman is considering. He's like he's able to get like, I don't know, keep the cows living or something. He says some fucked up shit in the office about 3.5 cows or something. You're like, how do you do half a cow? And it's like, well, you just cut it off of them or something while the cow's still alive. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, you can get 4 burgers out of a living cow and still keep it alive or something like that. It's like, Jesus, dude, that's fucked up.
That'll make you a vegetarian right there.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
know what character I wouldn't like to meet in a horror movie, or like the character from a TV show that would make the best horror movie villain would be Dwight.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't leave anyone alive.
think
The
about
movie
every time
it
would
gotta
be
be-
20 minutes
he
long.
dresses up, it's a villain. Every time
Yeah.
he dresses up, he's
Belschnickel.
he's Belschnickel. He's the Emperor. He's
like-
Recyclops. You know what I mean? Like he's like.
It's got to be
fucking-
peak Dwight Schrute, not lame Dwight Schrute
right.
in his element.
Yeah, element definitely. Yeah, I just think I think this is moving along cool. I think they gave me enough to keep me interested. I think the art
Yeah,
hasn't quite.
I
a
would
nice
say
nostalgia
it's
to it.
kind of a slow burn.
Yes.
Because I remember issue 2 didn't really give us anything. Issue 1 was a really strong setup, but then issue 2 just sort of.
I think we pretty much had to wait till the mom came
Yeah.
back out. I
Yeah.
don't think we can really get much until mom talks to us. Or in
I
some fashion.
feel like Chip Zdarsky's taking a page out of like a Robert Kirkman book.
Yeah,
It
I
kind of
agree.
feels like that.
It did feel like Kirkman.
Good talks, good talking, good dialogue between like even like the Death Day conversation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that had a lot of that felt pretty
Has
natural. So-
anyone here read Spider-Man Life Story by Zdarsky?
Nah, I never read it. I never read it.
Ty, did you say you had?
Yes.
How was that?
Weird, but really good. I would
'cause
recommend it. Go ahead.
Yeah, because about an hour before we started recording, I saw a post on Reddit where someone was like, "Oh, what are people's thoughts on this?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, it was so good. Zdarsky understands Spider-Man more than any other writer."
So this was
And-
last year.
I thought that sounded interesting,
Here,
and
I'll post something here you can watch later.
Yeah,
Go give you an
I-
idea of it.
I kind
would
of want to check it
say-
out now.
Here's it.
I
Spider-Man
would say
goes
my
to
complaint
Vietnam.
about it is no. I would say my complaint about it is that there's a lot of pain in it, and I feel like it kind of digs into that whole attitude about Spider-Man being a character that just experiences a crazy amount of pain and like the hardships that come along with like the whole responsibility. Like I'm a responsible man and I'm full of nothing but pain kind of thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's good. I would say that there's a lot of it that was really depressing to me. But I still liked it. I would still recommend people check it out.
yeah. I read
Um,
a few issues of his Spectacular Spider-Man, and I thought it was good.
It looks like.
But I enjoyed it.
Does anybody have anything else
Yeah.
you want to add about Stillwater? Is there anything else that stood out?
It's continuing on nicely. The art is incredible. The
Yeah.
colors are so good, like the watercolor kind of effect.
Yeah, I think it's like weird. It's like a nostalgic thing. I don't know. I don't really think I've ever seen it before, but it just makes me feel like I'm in a
Yeah,
different
this
decade.
you saying
Cool.
nostalgic reminds me. Ty, did you read Joe Hill DC book Basketball of Heads?
Why?
You cut out then. I didn't know what you said.
I read a little bit. I read the first 3 issues and then I didn't pick it up. But I want to finish it. Why?
Okay. Just the art style, like Dave said, it's quite nostalgic. It does feel kind of like I get the same sort of feeling.
Vintage.
art
It feels
as
like
in Basketball of Heads.
yeah.
The colors I think are quite similar, and yeah, it makes me feel a bit nostalgic.
Like
For like,
fat lines, fat to skinny lines, things like that. Colors hit the
Yeah.
right places. I don't know. Just it feels
Yeah.
right. It feels very nice.
Yeah.
I do
I've
agree
got-
that his face is all over the place.
Yeah, I got
Doesn't
2
even know-
things left about this issue.
Yeah. Go
First,
for it.
there's the very end of the issue, the last 3 panels, especially the last panel, really adds to, they may think they're out of the woods, but they're not.
Right.
There's more trouble yet to come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the last
we're gonna
panel
try
sets up something I didn't really expect from this book, which is his friend who was murdered in the first issue's disappearance is being investigated by the outside world.
Because they didn't realize how famous he was.
Yeah. Also, I would like to point out on the final page, where is Canada?
Yeah. There's no New Zealand either.
Oh yeah, I thought
Yeah,
something
and
looked. I thought
is-
that looked weird. Yeah.
And Russia's half missing.
Greenland,
But
Iceland.
maybe have you ever like the map that we see isn't what the world looks like. So maybe that's like the real map. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard of that? Like the globe isn't actually what the world looks like.
Yeah, I
It's
know
like
about the Mercator projection kind of thing, but
that's what I'm saying.
Canada is just straight up not there.
It's just a ton of blue everywhere.
Yeah. Well, somebody didn't do their research.
Yeah, it's just floating out in nothing.
Somebody didn't take geography. So
Yeah, the artist is an anti-Canada person. He doesn't believe Canada exists. It's a Democrat hoax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing that I wanted to point out is that we got a letter from Andrew J. Shaw in the letter column. I don't know how many of you guys read the letter columns from Image, but Andrew J. Shaw is like a troll for Image Comics. He'll write in, talk about how shitty the comic is, and they print it every time. Andy Tiscarono is another very prominent writer into the letter columns as well.
So what did he say? What was his?
Oh, he's just it shoots for the sky and is bound for success.
Oh, but he didn't shit on it. He didn't.
At some point.
Oh, it's okay.
I can't see how it could possibly last.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Wait a
That's
sec.
funny that there's a troll.
Wait, am I being Oh, no. He says a lot of good things about this comic. Usually he says a lot of shit.
Shit, really? Okay, that's good then. At least it got to him.
Wait a minute.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if the same guy writes in as Andrew J. Shaw, but this guy has nothing but good things to say. Usually he just says like, "Oh my god, this is boring. It's the same shit over and over again." Sorry, I didn't read that one well enough.
Well, at least we know he got a shout out, Shaw.
Yeah.
We saw you. We saw you in the comment section of Image.
I'd just like to add something else about this book is this whole issue, or most of his issue, is told from his diary entries, which he acknowledges he's not allowed to do.
Right.
But he needs to, otherwise they go insane.
Yes.
They say if they find out that he's been writing about the town, they will kill him.
Yep.
Which I think is a nice little touch.
Yeah, definitely. It was cool. It was a good way to start it too, because it immediately starts off like that.
Yeah.
All right, Stillwater 3 done. Still going good. I'm gonna keep reading it.
Yeah.
And Shaw, we know you liked it, so shout out to everybody who knows Shaw in the Image comments. He liked it, so watch out. All right, he's not always shitting on everything. All right, let's go over to death metal. Let's do it quick.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Hell yeah, Crave.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go over death metal. I think it's getting better, or at least.
Boy.
I think it's not. I don't know if better is a word. I think I can see it finally getting to a point where it wants to at least have. At least the conclusion I can. It's funny. It's like they destroyed all the multiverse just to make now there's a million multiverses around them again. It's right. There's like all these like floating multiverses in one thing. Yeah. Oh, Batman revealed that he's dead.
Yeah, and cool. It was such a throwaway line. It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Well,
and Clark revealed that he's dying or whatever, or being consumed
by the anti-life.
So that was really his. I was wondering what Clark's secret was. So it really was just as simple as he was being consumed. I thought it was going to be deeper than that, but
like I was kind of expecting Batman to be dead to be a big plot point, but he was like, Diana, I'm dead.
She's like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
She's like, oh god, I thought it was something serious.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
That's kind
comic
of
books,
how
you'll
I
be
took
fine.
it. Like, oh, Jesus, Bruce. You take me for a fool, No, it's okay. I don't really want to go into it too much. And the only reason is because I really don't think it's moving, dude. We'll just see where it ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was a strong issue,
yeah,
and I feel like most of anyone who's been watching will know I've been very negative on death metal.
yeah. Lex came
And-
back, and he has
Really?
a plan. You know what I mean?
The event that made me drop DC.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like my problem has never been with the core issues. It's been the tie-ins that have kind of been billed as being important, but
And
never
they seem
are.
useless. Yeah. They seem
Yeah.
uneventful and unimportant. I agree. I mean, you got your nice Flash reunion in there, but you know.
Yeah, the Flash family reuniting was nice. The speed metal issue was good. But on the whole, it's just kind of been whatever. And
let's see.
For me, I mean, I didn't think I was actually going to enjoy this issue. I was surprised that I did. I don't. I still think it's kind of like mishmash, hodgepodge, and I don't really understand why there's such a need to have things so scattered. But I mean, I'm still enjoying it for what it is. We got 2 more issues.
And I would like to mention on a podcast, Scott Snyder mentioned he was supposed to take over the entire DC line to write tie-ins for death metal. Or he was supposed to oversee tie-ins for death metal in every single book. But COVID stopped it.
Oh, so you're saying like Wonder Woman was going to have a death metal tie-in?
Yeah, the whole main continuity line was supposed to have tie-ins where we would get to see like the baby Batman from the
Right.
Tales from the Dark Multiverse issue would get his own arc in a book, and like
interesting.
Yeah, so these ones we've kind of seen like the odd appearance here and there of them, they were supposed to get full arcs in ongoing books.
Yeah, it's a shame. So I can see that kind of fucking him over. So I'll give him that.
It's not really a shame because
No, I mean,
it would have made me hate this event even more.
Do you think his story would have ended up differently? Do you think he had to adjust, or do you think he really didn't have to adjust, and it was going to be shut no matter what?
I feel like I would have just been angry if every book had a tie into this. It's the Marvel problem where they tie in. You got like Civil War 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy ties into it.
That's a Marvel issue that really bothers me.
Yeah.
I think they do it poorly. That's all. They have an opportunity. If you really want to interconnect things, you better. There's a lot of time. I feel like
there's already like 40 plus tie-ins for King and Black.
Right. All right. So death metal. We'll see. It's got a couple more times, a couple more issues.
And that will sort of lead me in tie-ins talking about Justice League 57.
Yeah. So go for it.
Yes, it's Justice League 57 by Joshua Williamson and Zermanico on art, I think.
Yes.
Zermanico.
Williamson.
Zermanico. Okay, cool. Got it first try. This was a solid issue, I thought. I really enjoyed this.
I was surprised. Joshua Williamson catches me off guard sometimes. I really enjoyed this. I didn't really anticipate it being a lead into issue 5 of Death Metal. I mean, I don't know. I guess I was kind of surprised. Is this the last issue for Justice League, like at all until next year or something?
I assume it's just going into another fill-in arc. I don't know for sure though. Let's have a look at December solicits.
So DC kept Joshua Williamson around because he was doing the Flash before.
Yeah, he's done Flash. He's doing Batman, Superman at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Flash was one of the longer-running Rebirth comics, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did 90 plus issues of it. Maybe even he might have even hit 100 issues.
Rebirth hasn't been around that long.
4 years, but it was published bi-weekly, and then when you got annuals and stuff.
Oh man, busy.
Yeah, because it was in the 80s. Then it went back to like issue 750.
Andy Lanning and Ron Moss are taking over next issue with Zermanico.
Oh, it's Endless Winter.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Josh Williamson's a good writer, and I didn't like Batman Superman because it just felt like filler.
Batman Superman? What's that?
A Batman Superman team-up book.
One, no, is it the one I have though? The omnibus I have Superman, Batman, omnibus.
No.
You're talking about like
that'll be the Jeff Loeb one probably.
Yeah, I think. Jeff.
Yeah. The current arc, the first arc was a tie-in to Scott Snyder's Justice League. The second, there was a 2-part story with Nick Darrington on art that was actually really fun.
How was Jeff Loeb's? I haven't read it yet.
I read the first arc and it's good.
Cool. It really looks like just the way the Batman's drawn and the Superman. It just looks very iconic. It looks
Yeah, Ed McGuinness on art. He's great.
Ooh, McGuinness. Yeah, dude. McGuinness is really good. He's top. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. McGuinness was doing all the Avengers covers, isn't he, Ty? He was doing all the Avengers in the beginning. Like, I think.
He wasn't
did
just
the first arc, I think. He did the art.
He was doing a lot of the art.
Damn.
I mean, that's a big reason why it was so good. It's just been weird lately.
I think I'm gonna stop collecting the Avengers. I think I'm gonna stop right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm out.
I don't know. So the Marvel solicitations was showing the Phoenix stuff coming on, and I'm just not that interested. I don't even know.
I'm not a Phoenix person at all. Like I don't.
I mean, I am, but
I'm not.
I
don't really like the idea of. I'd rather like it's weird. The Phoenix is this cosmic force, you know, like this cosmic force that imbues its power into a willing host, right? I'm just not about the Phoenix being I think I'd prefer the Phoenix just to be like a bipolar personality disorder with Jean Grey, where her mind just gets fucking let loose. I just feel like it like I don't like the Phoenix as a cosmic entity. Just kind of.
If you look at the Phoenix Force in different storylines, there's been times where it's been really cool. My personal favorite was Avengers versus X-Men. I loved that shit.
Okay. All right. I'll have to check that one out then. Like that one in particular.
I wanted to just quickly mention, since we were talking about the Justice League thing, we just found out that this is Joshua Williamson's last issue on this for now, until he takes over the Future State stuff. And it was okay. It was pretty good. I think we both agree on it.
Is he doing Justice League Future State?
He is. He's doing one story with it.
I thought he was just doing Suicide Squad.
If you look at the solicitations that I just sent in the chat, it shows that there's quite a few people who are doing different varying stories in each oversized issue.
Okay. Cool.
Did you see that Jeff Johns and Scott Snyder are doing Dark Knight's Death Metal Secret Origin 1, 2, 3?
That sounds sick.
Say again.
So it's Scott Snyder, Jeff Johns are doing Dark Knight's Death Metal. Sorry, Dark Knight's : Death Metal : The Secret Origin #1, #2, #3.
That's cool.
Yeah, I knew Jeff Johns was coming back to something.
When's that?
Next month.
Okay, I just wanted to know. All right. Are you guys? Are you guys ready to move on?
I was trying to say, Ty, did you read Williamson's Flash?
I read the first arc. That's it.
Okay. Do you think he's going to take over Justice League in the future?
Yeah, I would like for him to take over Justice League. He's a good fit.
How would you feel about him taking over Nightwing?
I would really appreciate that. I think he would do a great job.
I think he writes a great Dick Grayson.
Agreed.
I'd rather he move on to his own original stuff.
Dave's got a delivery of hot drink.
I don't really blame you for feeling that. I mean, there's a lot of people right now who are moving over to creator-owned stuff right now. I think that's going to be the next. I think next year is mostly going to be creator-owned stuff.
Well, he said about Birthright that the artist, Besson, maybe? He said he and the artist for Birthright are going to continue to team up on whatever they work on next.
I feel like it's a band. Like when you're in a band, you do a couple albums together. I just feel like with creative teams, same shtick. Couple albums.
Yeah, Bresson. Yeah.
And no album should feel the same. You know what I mean? You should explore different avenues.
Oh, Ty's very laggy. He just sort of teleported over that.
Did you see that? Yeah, no, that wasn't lag.
Oh, may watch it and do it.
It's a superpower, baby. All right, let's move on to Batman because it was cool.
Yeah.
Let's see Batman. What was it? Shout it out, Sean.
Written by James Tynion IV, art by Carlos Pagulayan and Guillaume March, I think.
Guillaume March.
Guillaume.
1 of 3.
Yeah, how do you say it?
Guillaume March.
That's
the double L
right?
pronounced as a Y, but I don't know how the rest is pronounced.
I think this has done a good job of giving us exposition of a character that he seemingly knew his whole life. You know, without us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That opening scene was so good.
Yeah, I thought that gave us enough to care. You know, so I think it's going good. I like.
I agree.
I really like this.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I like Harley and the Clown Hunter interaction. Thought they did a good job.
Yeah, Barbara going back to Oracle. I really like her on the comms guiding Batman.
She wasn't on the comms much though, was she? She only said a couple things in this one, didn't she?
Yeah, but still, I liked her being there.
No, but what did she say? Is what I'm saying. Can't remember.
She was like, "Why is Ghost Hunter? Why can't I get a read on his equipment?
Oh, yeah, because
who is it? Who is Ghost Hunter?" And it's like some punk who hasn't beaten me in a fight since we turned 20.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it pretty much. Oh, man, yeah, that one scene. I think I showed a photo. We showed a photo like Batman with the sword in his back and like the blood on him. It just kind of reminded me because we had just watched we had just read The Dark Knight Returns, and I just posted a photo.
Yeah,
just that same kind of like brutish, like the bright red blood and shit, with like.
I could imagine Guillaume's March is art being good in like a self-contained story that's like quite a dark, gritty story, but I don't think it suits mainline.
Wait, I didn't say Frank Miller's art was good. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it reminded me of it. You know what I mean? It reminded me of it.
But like, I could imagine this being good in like a dark, like going through the asylum with like lots of shadows and stuff. But like when he's in daylight with all these harsh lines on him.
Yeah. No,
definitely. I don't think it looks good.
It just kind of like reminded me of that. But no, I'd never say Frank Miller was he ain't anybody to strive for. He ain't anybody to strive for.
I would like to point out Frank Miller's early artwork is very good.
Oh, and I'll say Sin City, from showing me Sin City, damn, that was cool. I would definitely get Sin City and appreciate the fuck out of that art. That was sick.
I had a picture of his artwork on my desktop, and I think I moved it to my pictures folder.
When he's like slapping around with like the loose fingers or something, what he does with that type of drawing, it's
Dave, look at Frank Miller's early artwork. I just posted it in the chat.
When he wasn't doing the coke or something. Yeah, look at that. When he actually cared.
Yeah, look how good that looks.
Back when he actually cared.
Yeah,
okay.
Like a mix of
he was crazy.
Wolverine.
But just look how clean and good that looks.
Yeah, it does look like a Ra's al Ghul Wolverine. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it does look really good. It's super cool because look at his etchings and his lines. They look great. Like all of his etchings. Yeah. Every line.
The cross hatching's good. The details are good.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh yeah.
I really worked on that.
That lip, the upper lip,
upper lip
on the upper lip. Yeah, spent 2 hours or something on it.
Sorry.
Shit, that's hilarious, dude. That's a classic though. Yeah. Anybody want to shout out anything else about the Batman? Because it was good and it is moving. Tynan's doing a good job. He gave me.
I want him to write this for a good long while, and if anybody has any shit issue with DC to the point where you get drunk and then decide to drop everything that isn't Batman or Black Label, just in specific.
Yeah, baby.
That this is.
I think
I made that decision while sober. Thank you very much.
I would change about this Batman run is I would have probably reset the number again.
No. I'm happy that they didn't.
Go back to the 800s, 900s.
Agreed.
Okay, go back to the 800s or 900s. But my thing with the continuing to the 100, from what I heard, I just feel like it's this 100. So you had the Steady Snyder, right? He was in the beginning of this. He started this off with 1. No,
that was New 52. Before this was
New 52. Yeah, okay. This is Tom King started off with number 1.
Yeah,
and it took the way it did. Okay, yeah, I guess never mind. Screw that thought.
I'd just like to say there's a bit I like in this where Ghost Maker.
Mm-hmm. Ghost Maker.
Yeah, that's his name. I nearly said Ghost Hunter, and I was like, no, it's Clown Hunter and Ghost something. Yeah, Ghost Maker.
Ghost Facer.
Was that a Supernatural reference?
Yes.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. I watched the finale 2 days ago, and it was heartbreaking.
You better cry.
I cried.
Good. Send me your tears.
I should have recorded a live reaction of it.
Express shipping. Try and overnight that.
Yeah, those tears don't stay, cold for too long.
There was one bit where Ghostmaker like hunted down a serial killer and like turned him over to GCPD or killed him or something, and Batman was like, his name was Denton Quill. I had one of my team watching him, and I already like took out the guns he was gonna distribute.
So really, Ghostmaker made it worse.
Batman was like, you thought I failed on this, but actually I had everything in place to take him down.
Right.
And it was such a Batman moment, but I think
Yeah.
Tynan wrote it really well.
I agree.
Like, solving the puzzle before it was
Yeah.
asked or whatever.
It was the kind of moment where it could have been written and you would have rolled your eyes and been like, of course Batman did that.
I agree.
But Tynan did it so well, yeah.
I agree.
I think it's cool. I think I'm kind of upset that Jimenez isn't on the art anymore because he was quite phenomenal.
He's gonna come back.
He is back. Tynan confirmed he's working on the next big arc of 2021.
Okay, cool. Because his work was it really fit the Batman really well.
Yeah.
Even
DC
Carlo,
Comics
I don't know if you
in 2021.
Oh yeah, what are you fucking smoking? They ain't doing any singles. They're done. They're going to trades only. Fucking all right. So Batman's still moving strong. Yeah, I did like Harley. I liked her little. She had a little. It was cool. You know, of how to. She's like, I'm not gonna be a good person on anybody's terms but my own. And I was like, yeah, that's how you become a good person. Yeah, I like that. That was dope. And I think it's funny that Clown Hunter. You know that the last clown he was hunting was her. I didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
Didn't even think of that at all. That wasn't the clown. I don't know. For some reason, I just.
And I still don't know if I like Harley being in this book. She's written very well. I'm not complaining about that, but like, I don't like her being a Batman supporting family member. Which I feel like they're trying to turn her into here.
Yeah, that's how far are they gonna go? That's all we have to. We have to wait.
They've been doing that in the White Knight.
Like she's already got a new apartment, and she's I'm turning over a new leaf.
I can answer that for Sean Crave. The White Knight universe is its own universe. This is
sure,
mainline.
but they're doing it like across the whole spectrum.
No, I know, but that's why Sean's salty. I bet because it's mainline.
They're like really just rehabilitating her over the past few years.
I mean, even think of Suicide Squad. Tastefully, she's becoming like a decent person, you know, in Suicide Squad.
I know, but like what?
Yes, the sales at Hot Topic are driving this change.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, yeah, I know.
Wait, what is it? What is it?
Hawkeye used to be a villain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. A drunk that, beat up his wife or whatever.
Yeah.
That was one of those cringiest things from the 90s.
Yeah.
But like, I like her I like her being this anti-villain, and like Suicide Squad, Tom Taylor writes her so well, and like here she is being written so well, but like she is like a mass murdering psychopath, and Batman's
maybe Scotty Young
you're
will
okay.
get his on her next, and he'll just draw like a chibi onesie.
Oh, I would totally
Quinn.
Scotty Young Harley
Quinn. I would read that so bad. You know,
I feel like she needed.
You know how they have Batwoman or Batman and Catwoman coming out, like the Tom King?
Yes.
They should have had at the same exact time Joker and Harley Quinn, like a parallel where they both are running sequentially, like, you know? And then, and then their paths run across or something. That would have been pretty cool.
Didn't they?
There's the Harley Quinn TV show for DC. The cartoon.
I need to watch that. I heard it's so good.
Yeah, I have.
Really good.
It's good. Yeah.
It's
Harley
funny.
Quinn. Oh, no, it's like called Harley Quinn and the Gotham Girls, right? Or it's called Gotham Girls.
Oh. Just Harley Quinn. But that's another part of like the rehabilitating her image kind of thing.
Sure.
From
sidekick to main person.
Yeah, I agree with Sean's statement that like her as an anti-villain is really nice, though.
Anti-hero.
No,
it's just like across the board in Injustice, in Deceased.
Fit that same need that Deadpool's fitting. She's like the DC's Deadpool.
A lot of people say that.
She definitely is at this point.
I feel like it's been very sudden the last few years because in New 52 she started off still as the old Harley, and then like Scott Snyder and Tynan did a Death of the Family backup where she sort of became like, oh, Mr. J's left me. Then she went over to Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti for like 7 or 8 years, where she was just off having wacky adventures with Poison Ivy.
Wacky adventures.
Yeah, and then suddenly she's come back to like main continuity, and she was in Heroes in Crisis, where she was in superhero rehab, and then suddenly she's in Batman being a supporting character and like turning into a hero. It just feels a bit forced.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
In like the White Knight universe kind of becoming his conscience.
Yeah.
But in White Knight, it did the interesting twist where you had 2 Harley Quinns. One was this wacky, zany, New 52 Harley,
But you
and then
also
one
had-
was the classic Mr. J Harley,
But-
who was a sane psychiatrist.
But
And
you didn't skate. The White Knight universe doesn't try to skate the line of what Harley is. She obviously is rehabilitated. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It isn't in a process of rehabilitation.
got-
She did it off
She's
screen.
got kids to look after.
Yeah, she did all that off screen, and she's come back as something refreshing because we didn't have to like watch the slow progress of somebody becoming good. Like, we saw her, what we're just gonna say, like 10 years later, like, you know, she comes out of the woodworking, and look, she's just different. She's different now, and I think that's
just while we're on the subject,
worked.
go check out our Batman White Knight discussion episode
Nice.
that was released last week.
Nice.
I'm sorry I missed that.
BSW backlog. Yeah, but
How dare you, Josh?
yeah, it was family stuff. Cause it was probably still pretty early, wasn't it? Everybody was still awake, all the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yep. All right, let's move on from Batman, which is good, to.
We can briefly mention Catwoman since it kind of ties in.
If you want, I'm really out.
There's not much to say. I've dropped it.
Yeah,
as of this issue.
And I'm.
Oh man, Sean dropped something from DC.
Yeah.
Shocker.
I'm going to
And
substitute.
somehow I'm the big DC fan here.
Yeah. I'm gonna substitute it for the Batman Catwoman. That's what I'm gonna go with, and I'll give that a shot.
Agreed.
You know, so
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
But like issue 25 of Catwoman was so good. It was such a strong start to this arc. And then issue 26 just kind of fell into the typical Catwoman thing where, she's investigating a mobster and she's going to go and sort of set up a plan to like track him down. Issue 27 just sort of carried it on. It didn't do anything special. It was fine.
I think I would have taken a whole run of Through the Eyes of the Cat, where it was always through the cat seeing Catwoman do shit. You know, like it would have been funny.
I might come back to it later on in trade because I've heard very good things about Ram V as a writer, and like my shop owner is friends with Ram V, and I want to like it, but it just. Issue 25.
Sean feels weird going to the shop and being like, I'm gonna turn down this Ram V book. He's like, Ram V, I know him. I'd be like, I know.
But yeah, like issue 25 was so good.
Yeah.
It was a great standalone issue. I recommend anyone checking it out if they want a good Catwoman story because it was so good.
I think,
but then just the following issues just weren't good. The art's great.
Yeah, I don't think it does it for me though. Like when I was like,
fair enough.
Yeah, I think that might be part of it as well. Like I wouldn't deny that it's good. Let me pull it back up real quick. I want to see.
Like I've heard amazing things about his Justice League Dark run that's currently ongoing.
Yeah, I think what it does is I feel like what you just said. Okay, so it puts it back into the typical Catwoman. The art reminds me of just like vintage. You know, I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
So I just think the vintage it does put me back into typical Catwoman. You know.
And I'm going to blame Batman editorial here because the last 3 Batwoman writers have all left because they hated editorial and they were not allowed to tell their story.
Yeah, that sucks.
Nightwing has been editorial mandated since Ben Percy left at issue 49. Tom King said Batman was mostly written by his editorial team towards the end because he wasn't allowed any creative control over the characters.
Well, how ridiculous.
And
you know?
Yeah, like I feel like Batman editorial needs a shift up because they're the ones ruining these books at the minute.
So I'm gonna squeeze that little rant you had, as Sean will probably have another breakdown over the quality of DC somewhere around the 40-50 mark. We were an hour
I scheduled
off,
that in. I scheduled that in.
I squeezed it in at the 2-hour mark. We're 2 hours in. We're gonna wrap it up soon. Let's go to X's. I'm gonna be honest with you. X of Swords. I thought I was really down for the event. I'm not down for the event. I'll finish it. It just did not go. I
really enjoyed these issues.
But it didn't go the way I really thought. I thought we were just duking it out for the fucking. I thought we were just gonna get brawl on brawl. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. I agree. That's not what I was expecting.
I really like these issues. Like these 3 issues this week were really strong. They were really fun. I really enjoyed reading them. But 22 issues is too long for a story.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And a story to be about what I want to call that I
a
want to call
battle
them
royale.
no, I want to call it. It's 22 issues to walk around the battle royale. They're like walking around it. They're making everything is in satire. The whole thing, like every contest is in satire, and you're just like,
because it mentions that Saturnine's clearly favored against Krakoa because she's setting up all these contests against Krakoa.
And then I like it all. I still like it. It's just if you ask me if
it's really well written, but it's just gone on too long that I'm bored.
I thought you were going to say it was drawn out like a Dragon Ball Z episode.
No, it's that's funny.
X of Swords.
I've seen Dragon Ball like 6 times, so I'll probably prefer that.
It's only going over like a month and a half though, so I can't complain too much.
I do love Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good that they're coming out. Some of the weeks that they're coming out with 2 issues and not just 1.
Right.
Most of the weeks
makes it more condensed.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah, most of the weeks got 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Been heavy.
I didn't notice that.
It's
it is moving fast, but it's just 22 issues is just a bit too much for a story arc, and it's just gone on too long.
Well, that's $100 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is $100 right there. Yep.
And the thing is, I can't complain about the quality of the writing. Like this week, we had.
No, it's definitely.
I've lost it now.
Solid.
We had X of Swords, Hellions, and Cable, and they were all really good issues.
Dude, I just want to shout out that Cable, the book, some faces are drawn really weird, but Jean Grey is the best she has ever looked. She looks awesome in that fucking book. I don't know why she's just drawn she's drawn so perfectly.
Yeah.
She looks like the petite Jean Grey.
Yeah, she does look good in it. And I will say, Hellions is really funny. I laugh out loud at that book. I need to read the first few issues because
that was good.
The 2 X of Swords issues have been so funny. Just Mr. Sinister, like I used to have a cape,
It was funny, that shit. He's like,
please excuse my appearance. I used to have a cape.
Yeah, and then like later on in this one, he stopped. He showed up at like the circle of like the X-Men crew or whatever, and he was like, "Sorry, I had to go get my cape." Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
What's the new guy with the like adamantium skin? What's his name again?
Solemn.
Right? Solemn.
Yeah, Solemn.
Yeah, is he like a new Mr. Sinister?
I don't know.
He's a new Araco character. We don't really know much about him.
I know he's a new character, but he kind of fits the mold.
He's definitely sinister. Like, he definitely plays the mind game of like he knows where he stands. He kind of
fits that mold.
He I don't know though. We haven't even seen him in action really because he been playing games.
Josh, you remember in Wolverine, whatever the X of Swords issue was, he made a deal with Logan that we didn't get to see.
Yeah, like for a favor later.
Yeah,
got
that favor returned.
Paid off in last week's X of Swords issue, which was basically he got Logan to fill in for his fight.
Oh,
so it was like, he's like, you're gonna fight this fight for me.
Yeah, that's a win for him.
Yeah. He just walked right off like a baller. And then Logan won, though. He cut the hand off War, which was cool.
And Summoner is dead as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Sinister in Hellions is so funny. I imagine him with like a light Scottish accent and just a lot of energy.
Yeah, I could see that. He's very theatrical,
Yeah. I'm going to read issues 1 to 4 of it, and I think I'm going to continue reading this book after the events ended because it's so much fun, and I laugh out loud reading it.
They're quite the quirky group, or he is,
and at the end of this issue, he kills his whole team.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
he's definitely sinister, bro. That's the definition of sinister. Even
if
he's comical about it, that's sinister as fuck.
Yeah, he still made me laugh while killing his team.
Oh yeah. Well, I think he has a little bit of comedic an edge to him since he clones himself, and it must drive him nuts. He doesn't he not even know which one's the real one anymore? Isn't that?
Oh my god!
So, yeah.
That's like the Mauler twins from Invincible.
Yeah, they don't even, they've changed so many times they don't even know who the real one is, which is pretty cool. That's in My Hero Academia
or the Prestige. Too. The Prestige, knowing who's the real clone.
No. Was it the Prestige? Yeah, the Prestige. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really wanted to continue this more, but I
I don't blame you, man. I think if I wasn't this deep and if I would have known they would have been playing tricks with me with the Battle Royale, I would have been out. I would have said, nope, I'm good. But
There's
fine.
so much about this that's cool, but I can't get invested in a 22 issue arc.
It pretty much
Exactly.
Every year.
And yeah, it's so well written as well. Like every individual issue I love, but just 22 issues I can't be bothered.
You get to a point where you say, well, I gotta just say no, But it did end with Apocalypse fighting his woman, which is gonna be cool.
If 3 Jokers had been 22 issues.
Oh, people would have been.
You just feel the
Made me
pain
think
in
about
your
don't.
wallet.
Yeah.
At least we know we've only got
God,
3
my
issues
wallet,
left.
Yeah,
and
my wallet, I'd be in like
Steve buying
$500
every
or
variant cover.
something. Yeah, something crazy. It'd be more. Yeah, it'd probably be like, dude, it'd probably be like $700. That'd be outrageous. For every 3 issues, it was 100 and something. So
No,
you're
way.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Pick your favorite.
It's gonna be cool wall art. It's gonna.
Are you ever going to put it on your wall?
Once I redo this room, I have so much fucking work to do. It's bullshit.
He can put whatever he wants on his wall. You got Hitler in your background.
Yeah. You got my penis. You got my penis on your wall. My Chaplin.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin played Hitler one time.
He did.
No, he did not. Shut up.
It was him.
Dictator. I've got somebody put his speech from The Great Dictator with Hans Zimmer's Time, and it just
I saw that. It was so good.
Damn, that's cool.
He got so much hate for that.
It nearly bankrupted him because he paid for the whole movie himself.
Yeah, because everyone's like, you don't belong in politics.
And it was so fun. It's such a good movie.
It is.
Dude, what the hell are you posting, Ty, in the chat? What is that? All those planes.
Read the caption.
Let me see. Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, what is it?
Flight patterns. For anybody who's not listening right now, the flight patterns in America are so crazy, despite CDC and WHO recommendations for people to stay home and not travel. That's today. That's people traveling in America today.
Shit,
it's still a fraction, half or 2/3 of what it was last year?
Yeah, and that's crazy.
It was a pandemic last year.
That's crazy.
I know. It still hasn't, it's not all the way back up to, what it was last year. There's still.
I will become the Joker.
Put your mouth closer to the mic.
Yeah.
To the screen.
Gonna want to
the camera.
All right.
Read a little anarchy.
That's gonna wrap it up for us going over our weeklies, which was cool. We are at. Oh,
not yet.
Go on. Hit us up. What do we got?
I think we've just got a few more issues, like not necessarily stuff to deep dive into, but like just a few shout outs we got.
What do you want to shout out? Go for it. Now's the time.
Me and you read Walking Dead issue 3 colored edition, did we?
Oh, dude, from the very beginning of that, I know nothing about The Walking Dead, like besides key things in the show that I've seen with characters, and dude, I could tell from the very beginning that dude was trying to fuck that girl, and I'm like pissed off right now because I would have just when he told Rick that, I would have just walked out and blown his brains out. I'm sorry. The world's over. Fuck him, dude. Fuck it, dude. I don't even need the thoughts.
I forgot how cheesy and comic-y it was at the beginning of Walking Dead. The tone changes completely in a few issues.
Well, shit, because I'm still like, fuck that shit. Like, so,
it's very comic booky and sort of cheesy and sort of slapsticky in these first few issues, but like issue 7 onwards takes a completely different tone with Charlie Adlard on art.
I did pick up the omnibus, so I'll be collecting the omnis now, apparently. So I got volume 1 for $20 at like a thrift store. It's cool. Sealed.
Yeah, so, I'm out on the colored issues. Black and white is just fine for me. Yeah, I don't need to spend all this money on buying the series the second time.
No, that's not to take away. I do think the colorist is killing it, though.
The colors are very good.
Killing it. But it's not worth rebuying yet.
This is a great thing for people that haven't read the series before.
They're getting it in double the speed too, every 2 weeks. So they're gonna get the story.
Yeah, so it will only take 8 years to read instead of 16.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So
18. It ended in 2019 and started in 2000. Well, yeah, started in 2001.
Was it 2001? I thought it was 04.
I gotta look on that again.
That's a long ass run, bro. Either way, that's long as shit. Good for him for getting done what he got.
I would like it released in like the similar style of Wolverine, Black, White, and Blood, where like the red blood is red and it's all black and white apart from that. That would look so good.
But the problem is you're thinking that I don't think there would be much red blood because zombies are kind of like goopy.
It would be like black blood.
So
it
I don't think
it gets graphic in a few issues.
Okay.
Like,
well, I just want to look at, we should go
the
back.
whole tone gets a lot darker in issue 7 onwards.
Yeah, we need a fan edit where they just add in red blood to certain things.
Yeah, Sin City style.
If any colorists are listening, we can't pay you, but you can appear on the show.
Yeah,
Hit us up.
For sure. Yeah, we'll shout you out. Hell yeah.
We can pay you in exposure.
Yeah, right. What the corniest fucking thing ever, you know?
Do you guys in the future want to try to get like creators on the actual show itself, inkers?
Yes.
Cool.
They would take over the entire episode.
I want Donnie. Here's the deal.
Yeah, I woke up one morning and saw a tweet from Donnie Cates the night before. He was like, "If anyone's got a podcast, hit me up. I'll join in right now." And I was like, "Why wasn't I awake during this?"
Yeah, for everybody listening who's starting this, who are just getting on this or whatever, you're listening a year from now or some shit. We're gonna try to evolve this over time. Like its structure is gonna change. We're gonna find our groove. We're gonna find where we want to be. We want to interview people. I want to talk. I would love to ask people who don't get exposure.
Tom Taylor,
we would love to annoy you.
Yes. I would love to ask you how big Thor's penis is, Donnie. So you come on the show so I can find out.
Let's get EvS on here so we can just.
He writes the size, and the artist will draw what he decides the size is under the shorts.
Yeah, Donnie Wright, Thor stood there with his 8-inch dick.
Let's get EvS on here so we can get Ty to just fight him.
He's not. I don't think he's allowed. He's not allowed. He's
not allowed to have physically fight.
Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to evolve it. So as you listen to us and get to know us and what we like, we would like to grow the community as well. We'd like to reach out to you as fans and listeners and engage with you because you too are comic listeners and you too have thoughts, feelings about the things we're talking about. That's the whole idea. Build a community.
Maybe things we haven't talked about.
Yeah. Bring up things that for every time that we can't remember something, put that shit.
We got plenty of comics that we don't.
There's $1 on Patreon, and you can join the chat and talk to us and enlighten us.
No, but you can always DM. You can always DM us anywhere on our social garbage. Okay. So
pay us $1. Pay us $1.
Yeah.
Question.
Huh.
How do you guys feel about doing multimedia stuff that's tied to comics? For example, the Avengers video game that came out and the new Miles Morales video game.
I would love to. Yes.
I would love to, but I haven't been able to track down a PS5 yet.
Yes,
so
that's the other issue. But
I think you might be able to get it on. Is it on PS4?
No.
It is actually on PS4.
No.
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla is on Xbox One and the Xbox Series.
The VCR Xbox.
Yeah.
So just
Miles Morales PS4. There we go.
Yeah, they announced it.
It's optimized for the PS5, but it'll play on the PS4.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy any new games until I get a PS5.
Yeah. And I also believe that I might be waiting for a PS5. Like, I'll wait for like God of War. Maybe they have a God of War edition. That'd be kind of cool.
You gotta wait for them to work out all the kinks in the software and the hardware.
Or the the manufacturing line, all the red rings that might come up soon. We'll see. But yeah, as people listen... Are
we going to do a bonus episode for Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's definitely something
yeah.
For sure. That's what I'd like to tackle. If we're going to tackle multimedia, let's keep it in the realm of comics. We are comics. It just doesn't have to be a comic. Just comic genres. Shit, man. To pick any, we'll keep finding things to keep going. But the point of this podcast is to have the conversation, and the conversation will evolve and grow naturally. And that's what I mean. That's like the whole reason I wanted to start this. For people who don't know, Dave had an idea to start this. The idea was that I have nobody to talk to about comics with, so I wanted to reach out and.
You did.
I reached out, and we all got together, and we've been talking for a while now.
We slowly whittled down to us 5.
Yeah, I reached out on Reddit like a fucking boomer, like what a dork. I should have made I should have made a TikTok. Like
Ty.
Yeah, I could have been hip like Ty. So yeah, no, I'm just I'm down to evolve, and I want to grow as a community. I want to see us maybe in 5 years actually have people listening to us and enjoying and tuning in and giving their thoughts and us being able to have fun things for them to engage in too. Another thing, I'd like to maybe when COVID's done actually go to I know you probably have more of a chance to interview somebody at a Comic-Con. Maybe I can go there and do that shit, stuff like that. So we'll figure it out as time goes by. Yeah, it'd be beautiful. But yeah, I guess, does anybody want to shout out anything else? The Walking Dead was dope. So 3, it's still moving well. It is great.
Something is killing the children is great. Read
we
that.
Needed tabs to talk about this.
I know.
Read that. Read it.
Yeah. How many? Do you know what the page count is for every issue? I'm just wondering. Is it like a 21?
It's not an issue. It's like 20. Issue 12 was 22 pages.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's average length, but like
maybe I'll catch up on it.
Yeah, they're pretty fast reads. There's a lot of action in there, but it's so good. Okay. Like James Tynion is firing on all cylinders on this book. It is so good.
Right, female lead.
Yeah, female lead. She is badass. Erica Slaughter.
Yeah, that's cool.
She was wearing a mask before it was cool.
Oh, nice, nice. Hell yeah, yeah. She's hip.
Yeah.
Or she had inside trader information about the virus.
Yeah, she was prepared.
Yeah.
Did you guys get Commanders in Crisis issue 2?
I did not. I skipped it because I read.
Only me.
No. Tabs read it too. So he definitely can. Yeah.
All right.
Was it decent? Can you tell me what went down in it?
It's better than the first issue, but it's not enough for me to keep reading.
Really?
Okay, so they expand on a couple things from the first issue. First of all, they did not have their powers in their original Earth. They were all the presidents on their original Earth, but they didn't get their powers.
Does this mean Donald Trump's a superhero in another universe?
No, not until he passes through the connective tissue that connects all the Earth. That's when you get your powers. Okay. That's weird that they summarize in the summary from the previous issue. They say that, but it wasn't in the first issue. They demonstrate that in the second issue that they get their powers once they've passed through whatever the connective tissue is between the Earths.
This kind of feels like he's copied the Calvin Ellis Superman thing, where he was a president on Earth.
Yeah, well, I mean, Calvin Ellis is based on Obama.
I'm trying my absolute hardest to look as angry as possible at you saying Donald Trump being a superhero.
No, he would not. I mean, they go from Earth A to Earth Z, and they've only picked out 4 heroes to transport to one Earth, so he gets left. Out of all the other presidents, he gets
Donald
left.
Trump isn't one of his heroes.
Yeah. No, the one lady who is Nina Next, the lady that has all of the who's the like Iron Man, she is from the Earth that they are on, Earth Z, which is the final Earth. And so I've noticed a few things. There's hints from the first issue and this issue. So in the first issue, you see that guy in like the first panel that has the I don't know what to call it, like a raven or something on his chest. Whatever this pin is.
It's hard to see.
It's not coming through very well.
Yeah, at one point you were able to get it to like grab a little bit so I could see it, but
yeah, whatever that is. There's a guy that has a tattoo who's, in like Oregon or Washington State that's helping out. They travel to Portland, Oregon. They travel to Portland, Oregon. There's a guy working there who's got a tattoo, and you just see him in the background. He's got that tattoo. So there's some organization in the background. You're seeing hints of a lot of stuff. So like I said, the lady that's got like the Iron Man suit and all that jazz, her name is Nina Next. And the guy that you saw in the Senate who was proposing that all of the US, transition into 50 individual states, his name is Nelson Next. I didn't notice that in the first issue, but now in the second issue, when it's summed up at the start of the issue, I noticed that. So they've got to be related in some way. She was president of this Earth at one point, which is weird because nobody recognizes her. All of the people from the National Guard, the National Guard shows up to help them in Portland, Oregon. None of them recognize her. She's not wearing a mask. She's got like a tiara. She's not wearing a mask, and no one's like, I don't know you.
Do Do you think you're going to continue reading the series?
No,
or?
I'm not. I'm not going to continue reading the series, but like maybe I should, but they improved a lot from the first issue. But like the dialogue is just it's so stiff.
That's kind of what I felt about the first issue.
The art is most of the time the art is good. I mean, I can't.
Yeah, it was decent.
Not necessarily. That's not really selling me.
Yeah.
The art is decent enough, but like the dialogue sometimes doesn't match what's going on. Like they walk into a room, one of the characters, the lady that can, speak words to power and make something happen for 24 hours, they walk in and she's focused on something. And then one of the characters says, "We didn't mean to startle you." There is no semblance of startling that person. The person is still focused on whatever they're working on.
Steve Orlando is not a great writer.
Yeah. So the dialogue, it reminds me of the dialogue from Rorschach, that comic that I didn't, that mini comic in the middle. I didn't like.
I know it all. I'm very smart subreddit.
Versus the Unthinker. It's.
Yeah.
So anyway, the art's pretty good, but the dialogue is just
That's kind of fun.
Which is unfortunate because I feel like I've read a Steel of Orlando book before and been actually really impressed with it, but I keep hearing bad things about this one.
He has written some. I've heard very good things about his Midnighter and Apollo stuff.
So, David Tento, great artwork, really good. Doesn't match up to some of the dialogue, but still pretty good. I mean, the dialogue is usually written before the artwork is made, so maybe it's on him for not, showing the character being shocked when the text says shocked or startled, but the dialogue's all very stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt.
Yeah, I think
on the first one.
The stuff by Orlando I've read before, like he isn't a bad writer. He's just not a good writer.
Yeah. Yeah.
His writing just kind of exists in like a mediocre area.
So whoever the, villain is or whatever, I gotta find the right page. There's a villain in here somewhere. They devote like an entire panel to just, there's an entire panel for scratching his balls.
Yeah, dude, there's something weird about like it was the same thing with the first one about the I'm gay and he kisses the dude. It was just weird.
Yeah,
well, I mean, that kind of made sense. Like, he gets his power from, the applause of people. EvS, eat your heart out.
Yeah, but it was kind of the awkward.
No, but
he's going for the extra applause.
Yeah, he in public, he's like, "I'm just gonna French kiss this boy right now." I'm like, "Whoa, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like, what?"
So these folks are like, the Justice League, but they're still unknown to this world, and we can't tell them our secrets. We can't tell them that you guys are all presidents from another world because it would blow their mind.
God forbid we blew their minds, Oh, man.
All right. Oh, right. So the guy that died, the first panel of whatever, the first issue, and they bring him back to life. This guy, he is empathy incarnate. Somebody is taking the feeling of empathy and put him into a human body and then killed him. So empathy is dead, and they bring him back to life for 24 hours.
That's like ridiculous. That's wait, and empathy you said was the villain, or was it
no he was the victim of a murder. So he's the guy that was murdered at the very first panel.
I gotcha.
Oh, the guy who was murdered by the vampire kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember issue 1, but I remember the vampires being present on the first 2 pages.
I don't know if this turns into a hit. Maybe I'll grab the trades, but for now, I think I'm gonna stop reading this.
Yeah. First 2 didn't do it, so I doubt it's going anywhere. To be honest with you, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll see. If he blows up, I'll eat my socks or something. All right. So I'm gonna start. We'll start winding down here. Nobody had.
There's 2 more things to mention. 2.5 things to mention.
Go ahead.
Well, me and you read Bad Mother #4 this week, and that was a very cool issue.
Yeah, very.
It was basically a issue-long action sequence, but it was really well done.
That was cool.
Very sequential. Yeah,
really cool.
Mike Deodato Jr.'s art is great.
It's like weird art. It's super graphic and gritty in a weird way, but it's good. It's really good. Yeah.
Deodato Jr. is he's got a unique art style. Lots of heavy shadows, lots of dark
it's
colors.
such a weird style. Like it looks like everything else but different. Just for some reason, he's got some grit over it or something kind of.
Yeah, it's gritty. It's very detailed.
Yeah.
He knows how to draw an action sequence sequentially.
Yeah,
and
it was
a very good issue.
A super fast read. Like that was lightning.
Yeah,
like that thing was a flip. Holy shit, flip. You know.
Yeah, because there's like 3 dialogue boxes over like 12 pages.
I really dug it. I could appreciate that. You know, sometimes you feel like there wasn't like any weird. No, it was totally perfect. I felt like her feelings.
Yeah, it's
she's
a really good.
She's kicking ass, so I'm down with her.
Yeah. Like, and the thing is, she's being attacked by like she's a suburban mum. She's a little bit overweight. She's a normal person. She's being attacked by like some high school jock kind of thing.
Prime.
But like the way she's winning isn't unbelievable.
No. It feels very.
Yeah, she's got like she's got her bleach. Yeah,
she's playing her games. Yeah,
she like headbutts him. Like it doesn't seem unrealistic. No. Like the way she's getting
because unrealistic would be that she didn't struggle. She struggled. That fucking fight was a struggle. I didn't think she was making it out of there. I was like, no way.
But I mean, when I say it's not unrealistic, I mean like she's not like out strengthening him. She's not like punching him and getting him down.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like this. Like, she didn't just beat him right away. She struggled. She got the shit kicked out of her as she was fighting. So that totally just adds like the struggle, makes it real, makes it like, oh man, she got out of that. It was luck that got her out of that. You know what I mean? It was luck. So that's cool. And that's believable. Yeah, I definitely say. I'm excited to see how this ends. Hope she gets her dog back.
There's one more issue left of this. Bad Mother by Krista Faust and Mike Deodato Jr. is really very good.
Yeah, really good. What was the other
very
one?
Cool read.
What else do we have?
I'd just like to mention Ice Cream Man number 21.
Oh yeah, good.
It took some sort of, it did a little bit of a parody of Watchmen, which if you look at the cover you can kind of see.
Oh man, you should have said something about that.
The plot isn't really tied to Watchmen, but they use some of like the art style, like the 9-panel grids, the symbology. 21.
21.
Like the coloring is very reminiscent of Watchmen, and they have like a deluded homeless man going around saying like the end is nigh, and like the main character question he's like, what does nigh even mean?
Yeah, the cover. Yeah, that's cool.
It was a really fun issue of like it's about a private investigator, and he's sort of like building this case up in his head,
right?
And then like he's got like this whole conspiracy thing, like he's got this idea in his head, and then like he sort of solved it, and he's like, oh, that was kind of not what I expected. Like it's kind of
interesting,
disappointing.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a really good issue.
The colors are really reminiscent as well. Yeah, I could see that. That looks really cool. Yeah, cover. I'm really salty. Really
and like the big like symbol of the serial killer he thinks he's chasing is like a frowny face instead of a smiley face from Comedian. But the colors are very reminiscent of Watchmen. It's got like the dark, like sort of weird blues and oranges. And
it's cool.
It's really good.
Who is that? Is it the same artist that had done all the other ones?
Yeah, same artist. It's written by W. Maxwell Prince and art is by Martin Morazzo.
I'm salty.
And colors by Chris O'Halloran.
I'm waiting for this to be collected. It looks really cool. I'm really down. It sucks I missed it.
It's really good. Like I binge read all of this over like the last 2 weeks, and like I'm up to date now, and it's great. And I'm going to check out Haha by the same writer.
Yeah, Haha, definitely.
What are we reading?
Ha.
Are we just going to do this for the next 5 minutes?
Show the audience a picture of me dressed as Joker on Halloween.
Yeah, there you go. Screen. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll send you an A4 print.
Yeah.
I'll send you all an A1 print for Christmas.
So am I good to start sending us out? We don't have to leave right away, but I'll start winding us down with our social medias and stuff.
Yeah, can do. And I'll post a picture of this when I find it.
Anybody who's been listening, we're grateful. If you're a real patriot, listen to us on any of your social media podcasts that, you prefer. We're on all of them. I just went out of sync here. I got unfocused. Jesus Christ.
Good now.
Yeah, that was weird. So you can follow us over on Twitter at SW Comics. You can Instagram Sourcewall, every other Instagram, Reddit, Twitch, Patreon, Sourcewall Comics. Holy
look how happy I am.
Yeah, look at that. That's Sean. That's
pure joy in a young man's heart.
It's the last time I was truly happy.
Yeah, there you go. he was 6 gins deep, and he was or something. What were you drinking that night?
More than that.
What were you drinking again? You had like a bottle of something already, or
I don't remember.
He was drinking pure tiger's blood.
Yeah,
I had 11 cocktails, then went and got my nose pierced, and then carried on drinking.
Yeah. So let's see. And as usual, we're everybody want to just reintroduce yourselves. I'm Dave, your humblest host. We have Sean in the bottom corner. How you doing, Sean?
I'm Sean, the fan favorite.
We have Ty in the other corner. How you doing, Ty? We have Craig in the top corner. How you doing?
We're all in the corner.
Yeah, we're all.
We put baby in the corner. All the babies.
We're all just trying to make it work and keep continuing this and just have casual conversation about comics. So.
And hopefully next week you'll have our other star Tabs back.
Yeah,
if he's still alive.
We missed him. Yeah, he's been a little ill, and he did get back to us, so that's cool. Yeah, we'll have
we might
next week.
We talked about being a little iffy in December with all the holiday stuff going on.
Yeah, we'll find a way. We're gonna find a way to get something out, even if it's maybe something different. Something smaller, something shorter.
Shortened version.
Yep, something we can manage. But yeah, any way you can find us, DM us if you want to be involved in the podcast anyway, as if you have something to say about, if you're reading any of the weekly reads like Rorschach, you have something you want to, reach out to us. We'll bring you on. It's what we can do. We want to interact with people. We want to branch out. Hopefully one day we can interview some of the greats, somebody who's hot topic. If I get Scotty Young over here.
Come on our show, I dare you.
Yeah, EvS, Dawn of Social Justice. That was a good title. That was a good one. I was down with that. Yeah, cool. All right, boys and girls.
Yeah, do you want to tell us what our social media handles are?
Oh yeah. Now let's sign out individually. Go ahead, Sean. Tell them where they can find you.
John, do the show ones first, or
no? I already did it. Yeah, I already said it.
Okay.
While you were looking at your Joker stuff. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, fair enough. I zoned out. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Sean.Walsh747.
And then let's see, Brian Michael Bendis. Do you want to tell them where they can find you? Ty. Did you know, Ty? Did you know your caricature is Bendis? Did you know that? On the
caricature?
Yeah, we have caricatures for each of our name tags.
On your name tag.
Yeah.
You still have that on there? I hate you.
Yeah, still Bendis.
God damn you.
Yeah. So why don't you tell them where they can find you?
You can find me at Talking About Comics on Twitter. It's talking with no G, bout with no A, and comics with an X. You can also find me on TikTok. Tyler Brown is here.
Nice, hell yeah. And Crave, do you want to?
Yeah, that's why Tabs left, is because you put Kate Pride on his.
Yeah.
I changed it to She-Hulk.
Yeah, it is She-Hulk. It looks good. Good. And it's funny. You got Etrigan, which was dope.
Yeah.
You know what? Real quick, as we're signing off, and since you don't have any handles, you're the elusive man. When we read Curse of the White Knight, we saw that blood was in it, which was really cool.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love that.
That was so cool.
Of him hand on the mirror with Etrigan reflected.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite frames.
Did you know it was blood?
That was a great scene.
Yeah, of course. You see that red hair with that little shock of white.
Yeah, I saw the white and I knew I recognized him. And then when he said,
I was like, please, that has to be him. That has to be him.
Yeah,
he does kind of tie in Batman every once in a while.
Yeah,
you'd think with me liking Wolverine and Etrigan that I'd be like a big Lobo fan, but he's just I've got a few of him.
I think Lobo, the problem is if you're a Wolverine fan, you know that Lobo's kind of like a half-assed version, or not half-assed. He doesn't fit the Wolverine because he's a mock-off. We already know that he was created in response to Wolverine and Logan. So I think it's just something. Yeah.
But I digress.
It was just something.
I'm Craven.
Like yeah.
I'm Craven. You can find me on the interwebs.
Yeah, you'll see him on the Image Reddit, the subreddit.
I run the Beyond the Source Wall subreddit. I can't be that hard to find.
Yeah, you'll find him. DM him. Hit him back. But all right, boys and girls, lords and ladies, that has been issue 11, the EvS cut. So fuck that guy, and we're out.
Pay us $1. Pay us $1.
Peace, homies.
Give us $1.